Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show today. Very happy to have you with us. Hopefully, you had yourselves a really good weekend. It's a nice sunny day outside. I don't want to know the temperature, though. I do have myself a nice hot cup of coffee, and I'm sitting with a bunch of friends about to talk about a bunch of nonsense. Over here in Japan, I am called the Bean Master Thundero.
The bean master.
Yeah.
You're the master of the bean.
I am I am the master of the bean, and some of you are probably going certain directions with that, but I'm going to help you out. Um, a person that is is called bean knowledge, which I am a perfect example of. My brain is full, I mean, packed full, crammed even with just tons of little bits of information that are completely useless.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And therefore, I am the ultimate quintessential master of the bean. So even the Japanese can recognize my trivialness. Yes, it's very important.
Nice.
So, how was your
Nice.
weekend?
Splendid. It was. It was splendid to be exact. Let's see. What did we do? What did I get accomplished this weekend? I went on some long walks,
Uh huh.
nice long walks, because for some reason the Lord God above has decided to bless us with unbelievable weather for like a month now.
Oh, nice.
It's not hot. It feels like fall already. Right? It doesn't usually happen that way. Usually we don't get fall till like almost winter around here. So it's pretty nice that we're actually getting we got an early fall and it feels like we're going to have a long fall because fall,
Hmm.
see, people don't understand. If you're not from where I'm from, there's only two seasons that are bearable. And it's the first half of spring
Yeah.
when it's starting to warm up and fall. The problem is sometimes summer won't let go, and then sometimes winter shows up early, so you don't always get a good fall. Like last year, we went from summer basically right into winter. It went from 90 degrees to 30 degrees in like a week. It was insane. So this year, however, we've had a nice long stretch of nice temperate 75, 65, 75 weather, and it's beautiful.
Oh,
You
nice.
can't ask for better weather than that. And so we went on nice long walks with Adrian and his wife, my
Hmm.
wife, and then we also took my big dog, and we took their two children, their two daughters. Today,
Hmm.
we also went over to their house and played some games today.
Oh,
Just like
nice.
some whatever card games or whatever. My wife dominated, just dominated. She won almost everything today. She was just on fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and yeah, it was a good time. And then on Saturday, what did I do Saturday? I don't remember. Chester, I'm old. You can't ask me that
Well,
long
dude,
ago. A whole day ago?
you're going on long double date walks. I mean, what do you
Yeah,
expect? I
yeah,
mean, it has seeped into your brain, sir.
yeah. It's
But
just
you know,
filtered in,
it's
filtered
all
in.
good.
But no, it was a
I
good time. It was a good
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I stayed home quietly. Enjoyed my weekend. Didn't have anything to do this weekend. My wife, of course, is quite busy running around taking care of her parents and various things like
Hmm.
that. Which
Hmm.
I just kind of stay out of the way because I'm more than capable of taking care of myself. And I got to hide from the heat. You see.
Still hot over there, is it?
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it's supposed to be here. It's still summer, but for some reason, the Lord has decided we're going to have a nice, cool time. And I said, all right,
Well,
thank you.
to be fair, we've been trending cooler. I
Hmm.
understand that. Well, then again, the climate change, global warming. Well, sorry, where did it start with? Well, we started with something, and then it went to global warming, and now it's climate change, which is how vague is that? But
Yeah.
they don't talk much about that now. They're all on this Palestinian kick, I guess. Which is good
Mm.
because they don't have a leg to stand on, seeing as we are going getting cooler, and that trend will continue for decades because we are in the solar minimum, a 400-year
Yeah.
cycle, you see. But yeah, things have been getting cooler, and this summer actually was cooler. We had one spiky day, but you get at least one or two of those a summer, right?
Right.
And I would love for some, climatologist to explain to me why does that happen?
Well, listen, they don't, Chester.
Yeah,
Climatology is about as fake as Egyptology. They don't
yeah,
fucking know.
they don't know.
They don't know. They got no.
It's
They're
sad.
just guessing. All of
Yeah.
a sudden, here's what's funny to me. We take these people seriously, when meteorologists, which is an actual science with
Yeah,
verifiable data,
yeah,
they don't know
they
what's
have
going
no
to happen
clue,
from week to week. They got
no
no
clue.
idea. They're just guessing.
No
So how
science.
are we supposed to believe these
Yeah,
climatologists know what's going to happen in 50 years? Get out of here. You
you
don't
know,
know.
I wouldn't really mind it if they weren't so vehement about their correctness. You see.
Yeah, if they were just honest, like, well, we think.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
a
I
guess.
mean, here is our theory, like the theory of electricity, the theory. Yeah,
Right.
you heard me say it. The theory of water, the theory of everything. If they were just a little more honest, but they can't. See, it's all about the monies.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
the people in Chicago are starting to find out. Wait, what money in government? What? No.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Wait a
Hold on.
minute. Hold on a
It
second.
can't be.
No.
Who said no? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Couldn't
Somebody
be.
wrote
Yeah,
there.
it could it be.
Yeah.
Chester, could it be? I don't
Yeah.
believe it.
Do you know that the road management in Chicago is handled by a foreign corporation?
Well, that should just be illegal.
Yeah, it
That
should
should
be.
be a felony of federal magnitude
Yeah,
to give over something so basic as infrastructure to a foreign power. That just
yeah,
seems like treason
yeah.
to me. I don't know. That
And
seems treasonous, in
because
my
they're
opinion.
well, and because they're all, socialists, they
Hmm.
never have enough money. There's never enough tax money. They're
Okay.
desperate to keep the crime rolling in Chicago. See, because with crime rolling in Chicago, they get money from the federal government to help fight it. Of course, they don't spend
Right.
it there. They spend it in their little out of control things, which is never enough. There's
Yes.
what $1 billion in debt in the city of Chicago. No, no, hold on a second. Hold on. $1.2 billion
In one
in
city.
debt in a little city.
Yeah, that's right. Chicago's not that big.
Dude, there's
It's not.
countries that don't have that debt.
Yeah. Oh, I'm aware. Uh, Comparatively on the list of
Canada has
biggest
a
cities in the
similar debt.
world,
I'm sorry, I'm ranting.
Chicago's really not that big. It's just
No,
it's just
it's
its
not.
location and stuff has made it very wealthy.
Oh
Well, at
yeah,
least it should be. But they keep electing communists, and then, well, guess what? What a surprise! It keeps happening.
yeah,
It's the perpetual lesson that nobody wants to learn for some reason. That
yeah.
the idea of communism on paper would be wonderful if everybody just shared and did their part. But that's not
Oh
reality.
yeah,
People are
humans.
greedy and they're
Yeah,
selfish.
like Egyptologists.
Yes. Well, it's funny because one of the first colonies over here, the first year or so, they tried that system, basically a form of communism,
Sure.
and they almost all died.
Hmm.
So then the next wave of people came in and were like, "No, this is stupid. This doesn't work. Someone
Yeah.
needs to be in charge, and we need to allocate resources based on who is the best at what they
Right.
do."
Right.
And what a surprise! A merit system made everybody not starve. It's crazy how that
Yeah.
works.
It is, and
Crazy.
Chicago is one of the oldest places in the Americas,
Yes.
because you
Chicago.
know, Chilago, yeah. But because no, we have maps going way, way, way back. I mean, maps that like the Perry Reese map and some of the other older ones that shouldn't
Hmm.
exist anyway, according to history, and it's marked with one of those giant metropolitan castle marks they always used to put on the old maps. Remember?
Yes.
And it's sitting right there, Chilago. It's been there far longer than any European standing on the soil, supposedly. So, what's
Uh-oh.
the deal with all that? But nevertheless, it is currently under the control of absolute morons, and particularly a very, very openly racist one. It's interesting how many leaders in America right now are openly racist. I thought we
Yeah.
were kind of against that, a little bit.
Well, we seem to only be against it if it happens to be a white person against a non-white
All
person,
right.
specifically a brown of some description. And I find that utterly infuriating. I'm not going to allow you to have two different sets of rules that impact me
Mhm.
directly, especially. So if you want to put that on the table, okay, but we do it better. I'm just warning you. We've proven it. We do it better. White people at the old racism, we're kind of the best.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
you probably shouldn't play this game.
Racism,
I'm just saying.
the racism Olympics. Yeah,
Yeah, we're number one. We
we're
got
gonna
all the gold
win.
medals.
Yeah, I
I'm
guess.
sorry to tell you.
Yes, so sorry, but Alan says I pretended to be a weatherman at the bar. I tell ladies they can expect 6 inches. I am also lying. Good job, Alan. Good job, Alan.
It is.
Good.
See, I don't really. We
I
don't
thought
need to
he
get
said
into the.
watermelon. Well, yeah,
We don't need to get into well, that would probably get you a certain type of woman.
yeah,
We don't
right.
need to get into the logistics, we'll call it, of the measurement Olympics because it is strange to me how many women say they want very specific sizes
Hmm, hmm.
when the vast majority of men are either not that size or are still capable of bringing them to climax, whether they're that size or not.
Well,
So it's nonsense, woman, is what I'm
it
saying to you.
is. It's one of those. It's one of those things. But it is pervasive, unfortunately,
It is.
because let me tell you straight up, Alan, to give you a hand. A lot of ladies talk about that. I want the length and the girth. They go on about that.
Uh huh.
But
Uh-huh.
the reality is, when they get it, they bitch about that too.
Yeah, that's right.
No, they do.
Because there is, in
No,
fact, no
no.
making them happy.
You know how
None.
you're a lucky man, Alan, because those of us who are not so inclined, we have
Mhm,
problems. It was like, for instance, we can't have the sexes every day. Like, oh, I'm
yeah.
Thor. They bitch
Mhm.
and whine about everything. All right.
There's no winning.
So no, you're actually in a better situation, sir. So it's okay. And whether you're a weatherman or a watermelon, you do you.
Well,
Be all right.
the problem is we've been inundated with so much porn, and a lot of people don't have the ability to separate fantasy from reality, and they think that, you must be X, Y, or Z, or if you're not doing it like that, you're not doing it wrong. No. No, porn isn't designed to be sexual, even. It's designed to make your brain think you're having sex. That's all it's doing. It's a stimulant. It's no
Mm,
different than a drug. And it just like a drug is designed to make your brain do whatever the drug's designed to do, make your brain think this or that or whatever by messing up your hormones. Porn does the same thing. They use special camera angles, they use special lenses, they do all sorts. Because a lot of this, I mean, I'm just gonna say, a lot of porn stars are ugly. The chicks, they're not pretty. Not all of them, but most of them aren't.
I don't
Eh,
really
eh,
know much about this
Well,
subject.
you would agree with me. You would agree with me that these women, they're not hideous, but they're not eh, they're not that. You know what I mean? So like, it's one of those things where there, our society has been inundated with this vexing, which is pornography, which is terrible if you, especially if you massively overindulge, because it's so easy to do so on the internet.
Hmm.
Uh,
It's hard to stay
it's
away from
very,
it.
very,
It is true.
yeah, it's very bad for your brain. It messes up your brain chemistry. If you do it too much, it can literally cause erectile dysfunction. Uh, it's just not good for you. So what happens is that that's messed up society's expectations. And then the truth of the matter is more women watch, read, or listen to porn than men do. They're just far less, in your face about it.
Oh, I
Who do you
don't
think
really
buys
know.
all these filthy romance novels? That's just porn.
Well,
That's
that
all it
is
is.
true. Women do like that kind of stuff. That is true. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't have time for such things anyway. But I've always thought it to be kind of I don't like it. Why would I want to watch some other dude have sex? That's just
That's what it's also
It's
does is it trains
depressing.
your brain. It trains your brain to enjoy watching a man have sex with the woman you want to have sex with, or you find attractive,
Yeah, but
which
no,
is
it's
not good for you.
depressing.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes,
want
I
that.
agree. It's very bad for you. But
Yeah,
that's
no,
where this comes
they
from. That's
say
where a lot of
so.
this comes from.
They need to deal with that. That needs to be dealt with, for
I
sure.
agree.
It sounds like it's a little bit of an epidemic. I kind of trying to think the last time I intentionally saw pornography. And that, well, I don't know how intention it was. I just happened to be a place. I think it was in the '90s, mid '90s,
Oh my.
and I was got invited to go to a rave, a goth thingy.
Mhm,
So I
mhm,
had I was actually friends with James Monroe, who was the president of Liberia at the time, and his wife made me a very traditional African thing. It was very rainbowy colors, many colors. It was one of those long shirts with a little brimless cap. You know those
mhm,
thingies? Yeah, I had one
mhm.
of those. It was given me. I never wore it because Anyway, I was like, well, that sounds to be the most perfect thing to wear to a goth event. So I did.
Right.
And boy, did I get a lot of attention. Yeah. But the thing I find about going into public and going into these kind of environments, and I still find it humorous, is how desperate people are to be a thing.
Yeah.
So desperate. I mean, those kids were so desperate to try to be cringe. They were cringy, but to try to be cool and sexy. And it's
Hmm.
like, all right,
Hmm.
you got
Hmm.
fat girls playing with dildos on a bed. Not sexy. Okay.
Yeah.
But back
Hmm.
to the pornography thing. On the side of a building, they were projecting some weird German porn.
Excellent.
That's the last time I actually saw
And
something.
that's the weird kind of porn. Germany is gross.
It was
Germans are
bizarre.
degenerate.
It was
You're very
bizarre.
degenerate.
Yeah. But it's just interesting to me how desperate people get in these kind of situations. They're trying
Yep.
so hard to be a thing, and it's like, dude,
Just chill.
relax. Chill, man.
The absolute sexiest thing you can do is not give a fuck.
Oh, dude, I
It
had
just
so
is.
many girls coming at me because I was dressed like a black African.
Yeah, and you just didn't care. You're like,
I
yeah,
didn't
I
care
like
at
the hat.
all. Yeah,
You
because
know,
it's
because
like,
what you say when
no,
they say,
no.
why are you wearing that?" You're like, "I like it.
Yeah,
That's why.
yeah, fuck off.
Easy.
Yeah,
I don't need your opinion. I like it. Like
yeah,
I'm one of those dudes. I'll wear pink. I'll wear colorful stuff. I don't care. Why are you wearing that? I like it. That's
yeah,
why.
yeah.
That's the answer to your question
Well,
right there.
I was trying to fuck with them, and I did so successfully. But it's funny too because another thing it's easy for me in that situation is I don't like tattoos on girls. I don't. There's a few that I'm okay, fine if you got some little cute butterfly or something above your belly button or maybe on the side of a breast. Okay, fine. I do not. I know some dudes dig it. I hate it, dude.
I
That's
don't.
an
Yeah,
instant
I don't
turn
like it
off for
either.
me. I hate it. I hate it.
Especially since so many of the girls who get tatted up a lot have beautiful skin. Like, it's beautiful. Their
Yeah.
skin is amazing,
Oh,
and
it's
then
an
they put all this
epidemic. Yeah.
nonsense all over it. I'm like, "What? Why?" And when you get down to it, it's just another form of self-mutilation, and self-mutilation is almost always, like 99% of the time, 9 times out of 10, a cry for help. This person is incredibly depressed, or they have incredibly deep trauma that they've never dealt with, and that's why they do it. One of the things you'll see on, like, on certain circles on the internet, they'll tell you, the more tattoos she has, the more men she slept with.
I don't
Probably
know,
true.
but I don't like it. So that's enough for me.
Well,
Alan
that's probably
says,
why your lizard brain, your instincts is like, nah, 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 that's not good. You don't
no,
want
no,
that.
no. I
You don't
just
want that.
I don't eat it, but it's an epidemic for sure. Alan
Yeah.
says everyone cries about small peens, but
Hmm.
the real culprit getting away with murder is big vajayjays. That's
That's true.
interesting, Alan. That's interesting. I'm assuming you're talking about overly flappy labias. Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah. I
plus
just, me
some,
personally, in my younger experience, Alan, I just don't look at it and get the job done.
get the
That's the best way to do it.
yeah, but you see, when you find one that's actually nice, you want to look at it. And you're like,
Oh
oh,
yeah, no, no, the good
okay,
ones. They're
okay,
that. Let's be fair. I understand
yeah,
ladies a little bit on that in that direction because there are some, as Alan puts it, vajayjays, that are quite beautiful things, works of art even.
yeah, looks like they were sculpted, in
Yeah,
fact.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and then others, not so much.
yeah. Not so much. What happened in the gash that is Grand Canyon? Yeah, that kind of problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know why you're trying to steer the conversation this direction, Alan. He's been in some cameras. Where
that
your little guy, man, tie off, dude.
that tie off. Oh, that reminds me of the old Triple H line. Even a 747 looks small when you're flying into the Grand Canyon.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah, it's true.
Ah.
But anyway,
He
um,
said that, by the way, on national television to his wife. So
oh wow, sweet, sweet, sweet,
wrestling's a
sweet.
different world,
It
bro.
is a different world. But deviance and decadence is often very cringe, and Hollywood tries to sell it as cool, but it's cringe because for the
Yeah.
most part, in my experience, it's just desperate people trying to be a thing. Now, I
Yes.
have run into in my life a couple of situations where they were just straight up deviants. It's
Hmm.
different, right? Because usually it's
Hmm.
people that are trying, desperately trying hard to do something. But occasionally
Right.
you do run into actual deviants, and better just to, the old Tommy gun, man. Those things are useful.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm. Get rid
yeah,
of them. Get them out.
yeah. Get
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 them
get
out.
get it done.
We don't need them.
But yeah. Anyway, nevertheless, we'll move away from that topic. Let's see here. Geopolitical updates. Let's see. New Zealand is collapsing. We don't talk
Lovely.
about New Zealand very much, but their housing market is completely collapsed. They are
Okay.
literally 36,000 houses. Now you can quadruple that to get yourself a people's number,
Hmm.
because usually a house is considered for four people, but in modern times, but it completely 100% without question collapsed, and it's simply because you have a housing market that is so expensive that you have to work 14 years and take every penny you work in New Zealand to possibly buy a house, which means no one can buy a house. And of course, the reason for that is a bunch of rich people came in and took super low. Do you realize that their interest rate set by their bank in New Zealand is 1.9%? Whew, dude. And of course, rich people came in, took advantage, built a bunch of houses, forcing everyone into a rental life. But then they jack up the price. Would you like to guess what it cost you to live in, the city, the one city they have? Guess how much it
I do not.
costs.
I do
Yeah.
not know.
Yeah.
Tell me.
It costs nearly $1,000 a week.
Jeez.
They can't afford to live there. People are leaving New Zealand in droves. They're going to Australia for the most part, even though that is an absolute economic wreck as well. But they can automatically improve their salaries by 25 to 50% just by going to Australia. And then, of course, dealing with the same problems that they have in New Zealand. New Zealand is completely collapsing. It's outrageous how quickly it is just nosediving.
Yep.
There's that, and then of course you have dumb government, progressive stuff. Now they got a conservative government has come in there trying to fix it, but it's one of those a little bit maybe too late there for New Zealand. We'll see. But that's we don't talk about them very much. Australia, of course, is an absolute disaster as well. Free speech, what's that? Yeah. And of course, their government is locking up people who dare to say anything, and you have to give full identification to get onto the internet over there. So, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
so Australia is Australia. China is, I think Xi Jinping, I think he might survive this coup d'état that's going on, this kind of secret war. I think he's got the he got the upper hand here. I don't know if that's
Think
good or
so?
bad. I don't know. But looks like Oshie is going to survive it. And of course, they just had their big old meeting between with the BRICS meeting, but it was, of course, that's mainly China, India, and Russia, and they were happy, happy, happy little dudes. They were all smiley, so excited and friendly with each other, and of course, it made the Western media lose their mind. But it's like, well, what do you expect? They're actually having success against the great big America. I mean, kudos, really. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, let them do their thing. And a lot of people are screaming and yelling about it. But you know what? Competition's good for the blood, dude. It's good for you.
Yes.
It's not going to hurt America. It's going to help us.
We'll
But
be all right.
yeah, we'll
We'll
be
be all
fine.
right.
And people are shocked that India is buying cheap oil from Russia and then reselling it at a profit and making billions. How dare they even? What? Capitalism? Excuse me. Hold on a second.
Well, it's the globalists of America's fault. Putin told us, said right to everybody on that. I think it was a Tucker Carlson's interview that you spent all this time using your currency as a weapon,
Yeah.
and you lost 30% of its international power,
Hmm.
over 33% in the last 20 years because of that,
Hmm.
and you didn't have to do this. Nobody, you did not need to do it, and yet you kept doing it, and now you've been outmaneuvered, and we're seeing it in live real time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It won't be
But
long until the dollar is replaced as the world reserve
well,
currency. It's basically already happened.
Well, you never
Uh,
know.
yeah.
That might be we might dodge that, but it did look like it was heading that way, guaranteed. Although some of the actions that Trump and well, not really Trump, his people,
Mhm.
we might divert that. We might, or at least stabilize it. But no houses in Auckland, yeah, Roger, yeah. It's a seriously big problem. New Zealand's in trouble. But we'll see how it goes. We got to wait and see how that goes. I have a feeling what's going on in because we have a lot of bad things happening in other powerful countries that are giving more advantage to what this economic team around Trump is trying to do. So we'll have to wait and see. They're having way more success than I expected, so I'm a bit cautious. However, I it just I just think it's hilarious though. Go back to the point.
Mhm.
You have India buying up cheap oil and selling it at a profit. The absolute cornerstone of capitalism. Buy cheap, sell
Yeah,
high, right?
that's right.
And
That's
you
correct.
have
Yeah.
people bitching about it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Capitalists bitching about it.
Well, listen. As much as I love capitalism, and I do, very few
I think so,
people
Roger.
are actually capitalists. Just like very few people are actually communists.
I'm a
There's
capitalist.
always there's always something that they'll say, no, 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 we gotta control that. There's always this. And there should be. But to be a true capitalist would be that everything's on the table.
Oh, well, that's
But
true. That's true.
nobody really wants that because then, some things are just too valuable to leave up to chance, basically.
Well,
But
no, and
most
then
things
people make way too
are
much
fine.
money, profit flows, countries boom. We don't
Yep.
want that.
No, we don't need all that.
Yeah.
Uh, but for most things, it's perfectly fine. It's just these people you're seeing it now. What their priority actually is. Their priority is not capitalism or some adherence to that ideal. Their priority is their own wealth or the wealth of their people, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Just be honest about it. That's what you're into. That's what you're after.
Right.
At least the Russians and the Chinese, so not so much the people, but themselves. At least the Russians are upfront about that. They're not capitalist in the same way that America preaches about. They have a market capitalism inside of Russia, and
Yeah.
everybody else can kind of get fucked. And I
Yeah,
think
well,
that's
they have
correct.
to be fair, they have so Japan's the same way. They
Yeah,
have to do that or they won't survive. They must do
correct.
that. They've been forced into that situation, let's be fair.
Yep.
But yeah, no,
But I
I
think they'd probably pretty much be that way anyway because the Russians have known are known as what's the word I'm looking for? Not known. They have a history of cantankerousness, we'll call it, when it comes
well,
to trade.
and isolationism. No, you're right.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you blame them though?
No, I think the world would be a better place if more people were like that.
Right, and
The reality of
honestly,
capitalism that drives it is not greed. That's a modern Jewish economic nonsense. And I'm not saying that Jewish is that derogatory. It literally comes from Jewish
it
economists.
does,
The
but
idea that
yeah,
greed is good. Uh, it's not greed that drives
it's
capitalism. It's
power.
self-interest.
Yeah,
Self-interest drives capitalism.
yeah.
The reason why capitalism works, the reason why the market works, is because everybody's out for themselves. But because everybody's out for themselves, the best play is almost always to work together.
Yeah.
Hence why it works.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's what happens when you try and do that internationally with a bunch of people who don't care about each other. It doesn't work. It works
Well,
with your own people, like Japan and Russia, and whatever.
sure.
It doesn't work on the grand global scale
No,
because we're
no.
not family. We don't care about each other.
But
Like, get out of
see,
here. I don't care what happens to some Korean. Get out of here.
it's
So I just
true.
don't.
Unless they're working illegally in America, kick them out.
Yeah,
But
then they can get the
they
out.
get the hell out.
Get them.
But actually, the problem is we did have capitalism running as it should for decades in America.
Hmm.
And the problem was you had a large group of people, very wealthy men, realize that, hey, it is better if we work together. And they did come together and work things up. And problem is, in what was it, 1913, they created the current fiat currency situation we have.
Yep.
So it led to a bastardization and a stymieing of the markets, which we've been under for over 100 years. Even though we've seen wealth gain, it has been very controlled. And we're at a situation now that we need a little bit of an opening up, and this is what you're seeing Trump and his people do. And the simple thing is, if you really want to bang that market, that world market, which you were talking about, the difference between internal markets and external markets, if America and Russia teamed up, holy
Oh, we'd be
shit, dude.
unstoppable. I've been an advocate for the Amero-Russo alliance since
Yeah,
forever.
me too.
There's
Uh,
no good reason for us to be enemies. For one, they're besides Canada and Mexico, they're our closest neighbor, at least in Alaska.
well,
There's
across the Arctic
we literally
Ocean,
share it.
the
We
Arctic
literally
Sea.
share an island with each other, like just right down the middle of it. Um, it there's no good reason why we shouldn't be allies. Not just
Yeah.
even trade partners, just straight allies. It
Because
would be better for everybody if the global north was on the same side.
that's true, and they were stymied for a century, basically, nearly a
Yeah.
century, by because communism is communism, and
And
the
we
way it is,
saved their ass
we did.
so much.
But then we
The
also
only reason the
betrayed them.
Soviet Union, well, that's what we do. The only reason the Soviet Union existed at all for the length that it did is because we kept propping them up.
That's right. Now that isn't that the most shocking thing, realizing that they were never a threat.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
all smoke and
Smoke
mirrors.
and mirrors. Got to have an enemy, right, to make to push that engine.
Yep.
But no, it would be wonderful if we could actually make a true, long-lasting. It's going to take time, but a long-lasting alliance with Russia would see a true global power. Because
Yes,
China can't get it done because China is China, right?
that's right.
India,
Yes,
who knows what their future might hold, but right now India is ridiculously corrupt place. I mean,
yes.
I get these analysts that tell me that Ukraine is the most corrupt place on earth. And I mean, maybe technically from the amount of people in the government and everybody's corrupt, okay, fine. But I don't think you're looking at the big picture well enough because nothing comes close to India, right?
It's pretty
Now
bad.
it's really bad. Now China is in desperate throes, even though it looks like she is going to survive whatever is happening over there. Their economic woes are not going to improve. So what China is doing is they're antagonizing everywhere and everything that they possibly can. To create chaos, and of course, if you ask why is Southeast Asia all of a sudden blown up, China, right? They're trying to cause trouble in Indonesia, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. Of course, the Vietnamese said you can fuck right the hell off. Good on them. There, of course, Burma is absolute disaster because of China, and America doesn't seem to want to fix it because they're just proxying against China there. And it's like, well, I'd rather proxy in China. How about that? But so you have complete chaos throughout the region, and China is desperate to do it because so many companies are moving all of their business south, including away from China, including Apple, right? Even though
Yep.
you get that, who's that jagoff that's in charge of Apple now?
Tim Apple, no, Tim Cook.
Tim Cook.
Uh,
Yeah, that
yeah.
jagoff. He'd come up, oh, we want to keep working in China because they're the most brilliant and skilled people on earth. Oh, you fucker. And of course, how quick have they moved most all of their business to India?
Yeah, that was always the plan.
Yeah.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news for the Chinese, but you were never required. You were never a necessity.
No, unfortunately, they have
Anywhere
been
we can get
abused.
the
They have been abused.
cheaper labor, we're going to get it. And I disagree with that philosophy personally. I think the United States federal government should disallow it personally. Uh, I don't believe this idea that companies should have any rights. Period. As far as like to do that, the workers, sure, they can have some rights. They're people. The individual owners and executive officers of the corporation, of course, they have rights. But the company itself, no, there's no such thing as corporate rights. That's communist bullshit.
Right.
It
Well,
just is.
yeah.
So they
They
shouldn't be allowed to just well, like, we can get cheaper labor here. Well, yeah, but what about all the workers here that you just fucked? What about them?
right. Well, keep in mind things are going to come to a head soon. And it
Yeah,
will hit the third world before it hits us. But the whole situation with robots and AI, the
yeah,
governments of the world are getting every day closer to a point that they're going to have to make a decision, right? I've talked about this before. I'm sure all of you have the same thoughts. They're going to have to make a decision. Either we're going to ban the use of robots or we're going to have to radically shift the way we govern and the way our economics work. They're going to have to make that decision. It's going to be chaos for a decade or two, I think. And it's going to happen in the third world first, and no one's going to care about the starving Indians or the starving Southeast Asians or what have you. Of course, look at Africa; no one cares about them. But then again, how much money we poured into there, and they've been
Uh,
incapable of doing nothing.
I
Trillions, dude, trillions is
think
the
the
answer.
number I saw last was $50 trillion over the last 60 years
Well,
or
it's a
so.
minimum 10. It's a minimum 10.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
But
but that's at the very baseline. That's not including everything, including
no,
the
I know, I know.
endless stream
So
of protections that they get just by us
yeah.
existing around them.
True, but I mean, the simple fact of the matter is humans don't care about black people. I mean, you can take that any way you like, YouTube, but that's just the way humanity seems to be.
Yep.
One, two, everyone knows we burned so much money in there to no avail. Nothing has improved. Nothing.
No, gotten
It's
worse, in fact.
insane. It's worse.
In
Yeah.
fact, it was far better in almost everywhere. I'm going to say almost, just in case I'm wrong about one little nook and cranny somewhere, when the Europeans were in complete control under colonialism.
Yeah, but then
Uh,
the Africans suffered really badly, though. I mean,
oh, because they're shitheads, Chester. Look at
yeah.
them.
No, you're right.
The
You're
proof
right.
is in the
But
pudding.
Uh,
It just
I
is.
I kind of don't
Like
like
the Chinese,
slavery and murder. I'm
like the
kind of against it a
Chinese,
little bit.
like the Chinese have proven, and the Koreans are a great example of.
Oh yeah,
If you just listen to us, you get better.
it's true.
But
It's true.
but look at Hong Kong. Hong Kong was one of the best places, best cities in the world
Oh
for
God, why'd you have to bring
so
that up?
long. And now Trump betrayed them and let them get taken back by
No,
China. But that's
it upset me.
uh,
That was a deal. There was a deal there.
yeah,
But that did upset me because the
me too.
world did nothing. No one did anything. The British, who had the
Nothing.
most responsibility, did nothing. No one did anything. That was
Not a thing.
that was painful. It was kind of
I'm
like
gonna put on my tinfoil hat right now and say the whole reason they released COVID was that they wanted Hong Kong, and it got out of hand because it's China and everything they do is retarded. But I think that the plan was to release it, scare everybody into doing nothing, and then take Hong Kong because that's exactly what happened in the end. They took Hong Kong while
mhm.
COVID was going on. But because it's China and they're incompetent, it was way worse than they
Well,
expected it would be.
yeah, and this brings up the one of the major problem with any kind of Marxism, nepotism,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
That's the problem. If you had communism and you had robots in charge, it would work fairly well, because the only successful example of Marxism functioning right now is Vietnam, right?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
honestly, I don't know how long that will sustain itself. But the Vietnamese made a simple choice. Hey, farmers are important. We're going to focus on them. They were right. Everybody else
That
didn't get
happens
that.
to be the correct answer.
It is the correct
Is
answer. But
agrarianism is
yeah,
the
yeah,
best
yeah.
and only
Um,
long-term way to build a civilization.
but the main problem in China is this. You have you got CCP officials control that whole country like a freaking lockdown kennel, right? And
Yep.
the difficulty is the CCP officials and all their little teeny municipalities across China. China's a big place. Um, they basically work independently until Beijing looks over and says something, and then all of a sudden they're perfect little Communist Party members, right? It's little fiefdoms is the way China works. But the problem is, how do you become in charge? How do you get to be in charge of one of those municipalities? Is it because you have the most merit? You're the smartest person. You're the best leader? No, 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 no. It's did you yes man well enough? So what you have is a bunch of fat assholes sitting at little tables, drinking baijiu and smoking cigarette, chain smoking, and making decisions that are inane to the even basically educated person. That is the problem with China. And keep in mind, Xi Jinping. Everyone goes on. He's got book based. They have to read a book about his wisdoms, like the little Benjamin Franklin book we used to read as kids. But the problem is, keep in mind that Xi Jinping didn't really do much schooling. He's not known as a brainiac at all, and that will be referenced later, by the way. A little bit of
Oh.
foreshadowing.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, no. Xi Jinping is a moron, and he's in
Yeah.
charge of a country.
Yeah. Well, it seems to be up until very recently that seemed to be normal
Yeah.
for about 30 years or so. You'd have a couple here or there who weren't, but by and large, these leaders have just been, I mean, just retarded. You know, it's offensive to call them retarded because
Yeah.
retards could have done a better job. They were just incompetent at a level that it shouldn't even be possible. And I mean, look at a great example is like Merkel in Germany, just evil incompetence and utterly
Yeah.
unqualified to be in any position of leadership, uh,
I think they should
whether
sue
man or
Germany.
woman. For like, she's just a good example, right? Look at
Yeah.
the UK's prime ministers. The last, I don't know, 7 of them or so. They've just been churning them over left and right because they're all completely useless.
Yeah.
It just keeps happening. We've gotten lucky in America, I say that, with Trump, in the fact that at least, whether you like him or you don't, you can't say the man isn't a leader. You might not like the where he's leading you, but he definitely is a leader. Uh, and that he's, this time around anyway, built himself some people around him who are capable. And this is why you see so, like, I mean, honestly, the one that's the most impressive to me so far is Kennedy. He's been killing it. He's been busting it. They keep trying to corner him on stuff, and he's not having it.
Yeah.
And I'm really impressed with. I'm not saying I'd ever vote for him to be president or anything, but I'm really impressed. He was given a mission he believes from God,
Yeah.
and Trump is helping him fulfill that mission.
Yeah. Try to
Maybe he
let him
was,
go. And he is.
and
Yeah, good for
and
him.
he's doing it.
Yeah.
And the other one would be Rubio is doing a great job.
Oh,
Believe it or
Rubio,
not,
dude.
it's
I
shocking from 10 years ago.
Dude, I
Um,
said that day one about Rubio.
yeah,
I
yeah,
said,
he's
watch it.
doing really good. I like old Pete. I'm not going to try that last name. Pete, get a different last name. It's
Hegseth?
silliness. Yeah, it's silly. I don't like it.
Okay. All right, fine.
It just doesn't look like it should in my brain.
Pete
I don't know. Maybe it's a me
Crusader.
thing. Yeah, we'll call him Crusader. Crusader Pete. Good old Crusader Pete. I think he's doing a pretty good job. I think Tulsa. I think honestly most of his people are doing a good job. And it's nice to see. It's nice to have people in there. And the great thing about them, aside from Kennedy, is most of them are young. They're like
Yeah.
my age
Yeah.
or a little older,
Yeah.
and that's really good because my God, them boomers would not let go of power. It's outrageous
Yeah.
how many of them are still in government at the age of 85, 90. Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing? Trump's too old,
Yeah,
to be
he is too
honest.
old. He is too old. But that's the problem. A lot of that is coming from the nature of politics anyway. What is Pelosi? She's Oakland, right? The Oakland area.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, her husband, Pelosi, is one of the five founding families of California, right? Like
Hmm.
Newsom. These are old money as far as California is concerned.
Yes.
The problem is, do you think the people in Oakland overly and joyfully endorse and vote for Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi?
No.
I
No.
mean, what kind of
No.
turnout do you think she gets at the polls? What percentage of the people in her area come and vote for Nancy Pelosi? I mean, honestly, it's
Not as
probably
many as there
under
should be
30%.
vote against her.
It might
Right.
be under 20%. Um,
It
a-
probably is.
and therefore, it's just the wealthy people who live in that area are keeping her in power, and the local people don't give a shit. Because to be fair, they have more important things to do, like sell their drugs and shoot each other in the head. Oakland life.
Yep.
Oakland forever, baby. All right, can't even keep a football team. But Pelosi is sorry, a little bit aside. That was across the bow. I apologize. But this is that you can find this example, like that nasty little ghetto girl, the Jasmine Crockett in Texas. Um, the an AOC in what is that, the Bronx? I think she's coming out of. The majority of the people in that constituency don't even know who she is because they didn't vote for her or they didn't vote for either one of them. Right? That's the big problem with Democrats. They have it so sewn up. People are so demoralized in living in these blue areas that they don't even voting is the last thing anyone would think to do. So they have very, very minimal turnouts, and they're able to control those turnouts. And of course, they cheat. We know they do. I'm not saying Republicans haven't, but right now the Democrats are on a frickin' tear, dude. Right?
Yeah.
So this is one of the big problems you have, and that's how you get a Nancy Pelosi who's been in office forever and has never done anything useful.
Mm.
I mean,
Yep.
it's like Joe Biden. What is he? 50, I've been in office for 51 years. It's like, yeah, well, what have you done in that? Have you done anything to help your constituency in that time? The answer is no.
Nothing.
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 Not a
Five
thing.
decades and you've done jack shit. You got Gavin Newsom over there talking about all the things he's got to do. What has he accomplished? Nothing. Just gotten worse, of course, because all they do is glad hand and talk about stuff. They don't do anything, right? And of course, where this is Allen's state that is being picked on here. Yes,
Yep.
Crockett, Ratchet is out. I'm glad. I'm glad she is. But what a nasty little creature that was, right? And
Yes.
I'm finally starting to notice the black people in America are starting to become embarrassed by their culture, and they're pushing back
Good.
against it. Which think it took you long enough. Why didn't you
Yeah.
listen to
No.
Malcolm X?
I listen. I've been saying that for 20 years, and Malcolm was right. They wouldn't listen.
No,
Um,
they wouldn't.
yeah, no, it's good. Hopefully, it keeps happening, and they get back to some level of sanity.
Hmm.
The problem is, I just saw it just recently. You got give you a good example. I don't know if you saw the video, Chester, but it
Hmm.
was all over Twitter. It was a big deal all over the internet. There was a Philly, I believe it was a Phillies baseball game. Home run
Hmm.
ball was hit into the stands,
Oh, the
and it was a
lady,
free
the
for
Karen.
all.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Karen guy comes over, snatches up the ball. Fair game. That's how it is.
but sure.
I've been to baseball games pretty much my whole life. Pro games, Tigers games. Whoever gets to it first gets it. That's the rule. And he got to it first. He walked back over, gave it to his son, was all happy. She comes over screaming at him. Said, "That was my ball. You took it from my hand." No evidence to suggest that that's even the case. He just gives her the ball so she'll shut up, which he
Right.
shouldn't have done,
No, he
in
shouldn't
my
have done.
opinion.
He shouldn't have done that. He should have told her to fuck off.
No.
But I saw
Yeah.
the video and she was nowhere near it. No, he
No.
he
No.
got that legitimately
He
gave it
won.
to his kid.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
no, yeah,
my point is where I'm going with this is when you look at the comment sections of these people talking about this, you will see a whole bunch of typically women defending her and saying that she was right.
yeah.
That level of
We know.
tribalism
Yeah.
among the females, the sisterhood, as some people on the internet call it, is the exact same problem that the black people have when it comes to black degenerates. And it's typically driven by black women. The black men often just stay quiet about it. They stay out of it. They don't, whatever. They don't care, right? But the black women will talk about how blah 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 blah, something something, black, whitey whitey whitey, blah 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 blah.
Right. Right.
They go on and
Racist.
on and on and on when it's very clear, like that guy who just killed the girl on the bus or whatever it was, just straight up murdered her for no reason.
Yeah, the little Ukrainian
There's
girl.
a whole
Yeah.
bunch of black women all over these things defending him, talking about how it's a good thing, how but she probably said something, but all that shit.
No, we have a video. She didn't even look his direction. She literally just came in and sat down. She said nothing.
Yep,
He just was
yep,
sick and tired of seeing white people, and he
yep. He's
dealt
just
with it.
evil,
And of course, that
just
was
evil.
what, the 14th, 15th time he'd been arrested.
Yeah, no. See,
Yeah.
I am a full proponent of if we're not going to execute them, at least keep them in a cage until they die.
Yeah,
Because
no,
I mean,
no.
what are we doing after 14, after 13? We weren't like, maybe he's not getting better. Maybe we need
Yeah.
to just keep him off the street.
Well,
He's dangerous. It's
I'm all
outrageous.
I'm all for leniency for the first offense. I have no problem with
Yeah.
that, depending on the
Well,
offense. I mean,
depending on,
obviously.
yeah, I was about to say, depending
But
what happened. Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm all for lenience on the first go. I'm fine. Second go, no. No, you know the system, you know how it works. You interacted with it. You were told very clearly, "Hey, we're going to be soft on you because this is the first time." So the second time, because a lot of they remember the three strike thing that was a big deal during the 90s, right?
yep,
And which I'm not against it 100%, but you can't have a totality of anything is the problem,
mm,
right?
mm,
But I mean, I want to hear about three strikes. Freaking two, dude.
yeah.
You get
Well,
lenience on the first one. The second one, you get the book thrown at you. It's that simple.
I agree. Depending, of course, the level of violence we're talking about. But yes, I agree.
Yeah, whatever it might be.
But the truth of the matter is, we all know who these people are. We all know, we're just not allowed to say it because that's some kind of ist or phobe is what it makes you. But our biology, our instincts, our chemical reaction in our body when we see a person who we know is like that, or is potentially like that, is almost never wrong. We were talking about this last week, your gut. It's right. It doesn't matter what the race of the person is. You can usually tell if somebody's bad news just by looking at them. If you're in tune with if you listen to yourself, or you're not a complete idiot, or a woman who they just live in their own little world. But men should be able to make that threat assessment very quickly. Look at a guy and just be like, "Yep, nope, stay away from that one. Don't
Yeah.
stay
No,
away
that
from him."
situation with that little Ukrainian refugee girl is outrageous.
Yeah, no,
And
he should be hanged on by the neck until he's dead.
yeah, yeah,
That's it.
publicly even. Yeah,
Yep,
I
yep.
agree.
There's no
Um,
reforming that. That's just pure evil. He's
no,
just pure evil.
yeah, no. But because we are doing a geopolitical runaround as we usually do the first hour. But keep in
Yep,
mind in Britain, because we're talking about this out of control politic, right? That is
yep.
anti-human, because that's what it is. It's
That's right.
anti-human, right? Um,
Anti-civilizational. Yeah.
it is. And we go to Britain, right? They have their situation, which of course JD Vance and other American politicians and people are promoting. Hey, raise the colors, right? Hold up
Yes.
the St. George flag seems to be the main one, and the Union Jack as well.
Hmm.
And the people are doing it's a peaceful protest, right? But
That's right.
it's gotten so bad over there. Now keep in mind that the police are not only harassing but arresting children. Now, when I say children, don't mistake that to mean teenager. I mean elementary grade school grade kids, right?
That's right.
Little kids under the age of 10 are being arrested in Britain for
It's
having a little
it's
St. George flag.
it's
This is
almost like
where
they
it is.
want them to rebel. It's
It's
strange
almost as if they do. Yeah.
because you crack down this hard, you're asking for it.
Oh, yeah.
These
And
aren't.
I hope they
This
blow up.
is
I hope they do.
this is the English, man. This is like they've been peaceful for a while, but there was a time not that long ago where they ruled the fucking world, literally.
Well, King Charles,
So
go back to that little debacle, right?
you might want to chill. Like you're playing with fire here. This is the problem. The problem is white people, and I'm going to use the term white people to describe every European, but the British especially have for at least 50 years, probably longer, been completely and utterly demoralized. They've gone through a series of demoralization
Yeah,
campaigns
they have.
by the banksters and their agents, and every time they try to stand up for themselves, they get slapped down, and that is not going to work forever. Because here's what happens: we're seeing it right now. You just said it. The only thing they can do is get harder and harder and harder and harder,
Yeah.
but they still haven't broken them. They still haven't. They're still out there doing it peacefully right now, but they're still resisting. There is a subset of that population, especially, that will never yield completely. They just won't, and we know this because the Romans had to deal with it. Like
Yeah.
this just something in their genetics. They're
Well,
like they got the bastard in them,
they
and
just built the
eventually they're gonna
wall,
push.
you know.
Yeah, they literally build a wall to keep them out. They're like, nah, we don't want nothing to do with them. Get them
Yeah.
out. But that's still in them. So when I cry out to them, to my cousins, guys, remember who the fuck you are. You ruled the world. You had everybody shaken. Everybody was afraid of the English. Everyone.
Yeah.
And you're cowered behind these bitches? Sometimes literal women? What are you doing? Stand
Yeah.
up and fight.
Yeah.
Fight.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
ancestors are so ashamed of you. It's
Yes.
unbelievable.
Arthur needs to return. It's a good time.
He might.
It's a
He
good time.
might happen. He
Yeah.
was said that was that was
That
what
is
they
the
said would
promise,
happen.
yeah. But keep in mind that would be their Caesar, just so you know.
Oh,
Um,
please. I
yeah,
would love it. I would love Chester. I unironically am a full-on imperialist for a reformation of the British Empire under American rule. 100%. There's no downside to us. None to do that. The only reason we don't do it is because we have hegemony through the fiat currency system. But that's going away, I think. I
well,
just really don't think it's going to last.
maybe it would be better if the Americans simply annexed all of it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Yeah, the
No, not
reformation
just
of
Britain,
what was
Europe.
that? Take it.
Annex
Yeah, why
all of
not?
the EU, Britain,
I love
all
it.
of it.
You're speaking my language. So you're saying rebuild Rome, but except we're going to do it from this side this
Yeah,
time. We're going to
yeah.
come from across the
Well, we
Atlantic.
are the new
Listen,
Rome.
listen. It's a great idea, and I wish the American people had the stones to enact it
Yeah,
because it would be a huge benefit to every single person on Earth.
Yes,
It would.
and we enforce English as the official language and stop them
That's
from
right.
wearing stupid cultural costumes.
Yeah, get them out of here with that
All right,
nonsense. And then
no, they can
also
keep the costumes. I'll let them keep the
they
costumes.
all have to now be under our Constitution directly.
Oh
And
boy,
we get to force them to be free, Chester.
I
I know
know.
it's scary for them, but we get to make them be free,
Yeah.
like the Romans did.
You mean free speech, which Starmer keeps going on about how free speech is a
Yeah,
cornerstone of British, society and culture, but yet it's not ensconced in law. Gee, I
and we're
mean,
gonna arrest you for a flag. A
yeah,
flag.
yeah,
We're gonna arrest you for that. Not the
yeah.
flag of an enemy. I could get that. You
Hmm.
could make that argument. The flag of the enemy. This is your own flag, guys. This is your flag of your people in your native land.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, another good
hmm,
example, a really good example of why America is free. Because a lot of people around the world, why is America more free than the rest of why is America this or that? Why is America better? Well, it's because you don't study and you don't know shit. I'll give you one little example.
mhm,
Freedom of Information Act.
that's right. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Now show me
It's a
another
beautiful
country
thing.
that has that. Show me another country that has that.
To that level, I don't think there
Now, I
is one.
don't
There's
think
ones that
there's
have
any that's
similar.
even a little bit.
I think there's something in Europe that's slightly similar, but even
No.
still, it's.
No.
I mean, Europe has always been a bureaucratic piece of shit. That's why we made America. They got tired of it.
We
Came
did.
over here.
We did. But that little thing, there are many things you could go on about, but the Freedom of Information Act, just that in itself, requires the American politicians and their corruptness to find different avenues for it. Right? They have to work harder to be corrupt in America than they do in other parts of the world. Just that little thing. And if you don't understand what I mean by the Freedom of Information Act, understand that any official record in your government, you can go down. I'm sure they charge you a nominal fee because it's government, but
Yes.
you can gain access to any information. I'll give you an
Mhm.
example. You know how we have this? My wife enjoys those the police body cam videos, right?
Yes.
How do you think
Yep.
they get those videos?
Yeah. They ask them for them,
Yeah, the freedom of
basically.
information. They have no choice. They
Yep.
have to give it,
They can
right?
fight it for a little while and try and
Certain
stonewall
they
and blah 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 blah.
stonewall
But
in certain
yeah,
cases, yeah.
and
But they
sometimes judges will say no, 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 we can't for various reasons. But
yeah, but
typically, yes, you're
but
100%
they'll
correct.
come back and appeal it and win
Yes.
because you can't do that. You can't do
Well,
that.
because at least on paper, this is our country. This isn't the government's
That's right.
country. So
Yeah,
any information, data, whatever they have, is ours, not theirs. And the fact that we even allow, I've advocated that there should be nothing that's classified past 10 years. I don't care if people are still alive, unless the operation's ongoing, like they're doing some sort of operation like in Russia or something for
sure.
decades. Okay, what fine. But if it's done, the operation's concluded, whether it's successful or not, 10 years is more than enough time. There's no reason we shouldn't know.
What is the current 40, 50 years right now?
I think it's 40 or 50 years.
Yeah, something
I
like
think is
that
as long as they're
for things
supposed to
that
be
are
able to.
classified secret, right?
Yeah,
But I agree. I agree with that 100%. That is in the spirit of the law. And of
yeah,
course, one of the problems we have with what he mentioned is with the stonewalling is it's very hard to bring charges against a judge.
yes.
It's
Which is
very hard.
which I understand
I
why,
do. I do.
but we're at a point now where the why has become a problem too. You want to believe that these people are of exceptional character and that's how they became judges, but the process to become a legal expert and then therefore, which typically is how you become a judge, whether it's a lawyer or otherwise, is not as stringent as it used to be. There's a lot of nepotism, key word here. There's a lot of bullshit with diversity hires and what have you. So you're not getting people that have high discipline, high moral character, typically, like you would want of a judge.
Mhm.
Whether you agree with them or not, you could at least respect them because that you know that they have these traits.
Right, and they
You don't
need to be
have that
bound
anymore.
by the law, and that's
Yes.
they kind of try to bend it.
Yeah. There
Bishop
needs to
says,
be a commission, and there is, that job is not. It's too hard to get rid of a judge. I think that was a mistake in the original intentional founding of the country. No government official of any stripe should be difficult to get rid of. Period.
No, it is a problem, and of course, it's been ensconced more since the founding. But Busha says, "So when do we get those Epstein files, nerds?" Well, here's the interesting thing about that. We know that with Trump's White House, they should have been more upfront that, hey, we're having a hard time finding these things because they've been
Mhm.
locked down and or destroyed.
They've been destroyed
And I think that's the main thing. But here's
or
another.
shipped out of country.
Or maybe, but here's an interesting little thing about that booster. They have been releasing steadily. Any
Yeah.
information they get that they are able to recover, they release it. But oddly enough, no one seems to care anymore.
There's this really attractive man who, for some reason, sounds a lot like me, who said exactly that would happen.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was right. That was me.
Oh yeah.
That was this guy.
That's right.
This guy said
That's
that would
right.
happen, that nobody really actually cares.
No one gives a
I
shit.
wish
Yeah.
they did. I
Yeah.
wish they did, but they
Because
don't.
they've been studying releasing photographs, information. Bill Clinton is in deep water, dude, as is
Yeah.
Obama, right? They have been
Yep.
releasing what they get when they get it. Now, is there bullshit going on there? Probably. I mean, government is
Yep.
government, but they have been doing it, dude. But no one cares. No one's reporting on it. No one gives a shit. It's really
Nope.
bizarre, isn't it?
Well, you would think that, except it's one of those things that it's a order of magnitude separated from the normal person. It's something they can get upset about, but to actually put in true energy,
Yeah,
that's a different level. Most people are just so self-absorbed, and I'm not saying that's bad. That's just how they are. That if it doesn't directly impact them, they're not going to put too much energy into
yeah,
it.
and
And that's where it is with this. It's a great thing to talk about, and it's almost a thing you can virtue signal about.
yeah,
But
yeah.
do you care? Do you really
Not
care?
really.
Do
No
you
one. I mean,
genuinely care?
not really. I would love to get pedophiles out, but it is what it is. But keep in mind,
Yeah,
another problem they're having with people's attention is this: the fact that there is literally zero evidence of any actual child being involved.
that's right.
Because the evidence we do have coming out and we've had come out are about 16, 17-year-old girls, 18, 19-year-old girls, right? And
Yes.
people aren't going to get all up in their feelings about a 16-year-old girl going and make some money.
No,
They just aren't, dude. Because
it's
if it
true.
were little kids being abused, people would be absolutely livid. But we have no evidence of it. Now, I'm
Well,
not
not
saying
only
it didn't
that,
happen. I'm just saying we have
oh,
nothing
it,
pointing to it, dude.
it most certainly did. I can say
It probably did, but we have
with a
nothing, dude.
pretty good certainty that
We
they
don't
did.
even have an eyewitness.
Yeah. Well, the other problem you have is people were trying to, tack that onto old Donnie, and to be fairness, I even was like, man, maybe he is guilty. Maybe he got busted. But old Maxwell, his Epstein's lover and friend, and I'm sorry, not a friend, but accomplice. At least according to her, she wasn't. But of course, she has claimed that Trump did nothing. There's no he as far as she knows, he
That's true,
never was
Booster.
even on the island. He never slept with anybody. He never, none of that stuff. Him and Jeff, as she called him, Jeff were just friends for a little while, and then Trump disowned him. Which is, by the way, the story that it's always been.
Yeah, that
Trump was
hasn't
his friend for
changed.
a while because he thought he was just some, rich, guy who could get
Influencer.
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he found out the truth and got rid of him.
Yeah, but I
I had to
mean,
kiss my wife. Sorry.
oh, that's
Um,
fine. Yeah. Well, I mean, keep in
but yeah,
mind
so
with the minor thing though, just to caveat, there was only one of those girls who was getting paid to be there. She was like 17, right? One of those
yeah,
girls said she thought she saw a 12-year-old, and they went and looked at that and they found out that that was just the daughter of a maid.
right.
So, I mean, and that was separate investigation that wasn't related, right? So
Yes,
we have this is an issue for them in regards to Epstein, dude.
it is. It is. The other issue is he absolutely did not kill himself, and the more they insist upon
Obviously,
that,
yeah.
it makes them look bad. I get it. Maybe they don't have the evidence to say what actually happened. Maybe that's what it is, or they're protecting whoever actually did it.
Mhm.
I think it was Trump. Trump was president. I think he ordered the hit on that guy. I genuinely do. I think Trump hated him. I think Trump didn't, he knew what he was up to, and he wanted him dead. To be honest with you, I
It
genuinely think that's what happened.
could be any number of
So
people,
that's
dude.
why. That's why they've so successfully hard covered it up.
Maybe.
Because
Yeah.
come on, he didn't kill himself.
No,
Nobody is that gullible. I'm sorry, you can't believe that.
no,
The
no one
in a
believes
prison,
that.
by the way, designed specifically so you can't do that.
Right. No, it's
That's what that room was
outrageous.
designed
It's
for.
this is one of those open secrets. Now, Booster, it's interesting you say that because he says every time I try to get Peto's out of office, here they do the haka until I leave. Now, Booster, I was talking about New
Ah,
Zealand before you came in, actually, and how absolutely devastated your economy is. Your housing market's out of control. No one can afford rent. It's just the country is imploding. And
like
you're
Canada.
you're literally having hundreds of thousands of New Zealanders every year leaving to go to Australia who has the same problems, but doing it simply because they can make 25 to 50% more for the same job. Right. I was talking about that. But here, since you mentioned the Hawkeye, I do have and this is a serious question. I'm not being mocking. Why don't
Uh-oh.
you laugh at those lame asses? Because I've seen them do the haka, and it's like, dude, that is lame as shit. Why don't you laugh at them?
It's so silly. It's a silly little thing,
It's
and
so lame, dude.
they think they look really
Just
powerful and
laugh and
badass.
mock them, you frickin'
I would just
primitives.
I would literally just be like, "What is?" It's one of those things that if you saw it in person, your brain wouldn't know what to do with it. Like, what is happening?
I
What is
think
going on?
you know what New Zealand could use. Let's go grab ourselves 100,000 cowboys and drop them in New Zealand. They'll fix that shit, dude.
They would. They would. That'd be a great. New Zealand should be a great ranching country. I don't know if it is.
Yeah, I
Maybe it
think it
is,
is. No, I
but it
think it
should
is.
be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it seems like a place where you could do some serious ranching,
yeah.
folks. Get
I
some
think
ranching done.
there's more sheep than there are people. I do believe.
Excellent.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good. That's what you want. I
haka
said it
is
earlier.
super cringe, dude.
I said it earlier. No great country has ever been built that wasn't agrarian. Agrarian societies are the best societies. They're the ones that build every empire. They start agrarian first, or at least empires that matter. And I really believe that. I
Yeah,
think if you focus, like you said, Vietnam, one of the things they did is they realized that the agriculture industry was kind of everything to them, and it helped. It worked.
hmm,
It works when
yeah,
you start abusing the people who do the most fundamental job in any civilization since civilization existed. You lose. You will always lose that battle in the end,
yeah.
and that's where we're at. Especially, China's been doing it since always because they're China and they're stupid. Remember what they were doing to the Netherlands, the farmers over there. It doesn't, guys. It's you cannot wage war against the people who feed you. You idiots! What are you
It's
doing?
well, we've seen
You're
the
literally.
results of it for decades and decades and centuries. What happens when you do that? But maybe I'll go over to New Zealand and have myself a laugh and get in a fight. It'll be great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would be pretty funny.
yeah,
You should. I would film it. I want to watch
yeah, yeah.
it.
But I mean, New Zealand. It's really sad because it's a beautiful place, dude. It is a beautiful
It is.
place. But their government is so whack and out of touch, dude. And it's just it's impossible for any person or any normal person in New Zealand to make a life for themselves. That's how bad they've done it. I mean, in America, sure, our cities are like that, but the countryside isn't as bad, right? And of course, this is
And
being
even the
reversed.
cities, a lot of the places in the cities are you still can. It's just a lot harder than it
Yeah,
should
but I
be.
mean, except for some of the key light cities like New
Right.
York or things like that. But yeah, it's I don't know. Booster says he's seen it so much it's just normal. My chalky fingies have
Yeah.
almost doubled in price. No, they have, dude. No, you guys are in serious trouble, dude.
We'll
Your
save
economy
them. You
is,
know we
of
will.
course, we will.
America, that's what we do. We're everybody's sugar daddy. And I'm sick of it. We're not
Yeah.
even getting any pussy out of it, Chester. What the hell?
Well, I don't know if we
What
want
is
that,
this?
to be fair.
Well, not from New Zealand. No, that's true.
Mm,
You can keep that. You can keep that. Even Booster doesn't want it from New Zealand. Don't let him lie to you.
yeah. But that whole, Oceanus is in trouble. And to be fair, though, the Indonesians will work this out. Southeast Asians have already kind of buckled themselves, with Trump did help them. against China's influence. The Vietnamese are already just noped right out of China.
Yep.
Burma, I don't know what the hell's going to happen with that. But all those, keep in mind the industry and the growth there is booming, and it's very, very soon it's going to way bypass the British colonies. It already has in many ways. And of course, Australia has indebted itself to China so much that China is knocking on the door wanting their shit, right?
Yep.
So
You
what's
owe,
going to
you pay. You pay now.
right?
That's China.
But the Southeast Asians are going to dominate Australia and New Zealand so brutally just in the next 10, 20 years, dude, that
Well,
I
then
don't
nature
know
is
what
healing.
you guys are going to do. I really don't.
We talked about it just a little bit ago. The British Empire, the people who are now being oppressed by a bunch of third world brown people who don't even know how to not wipe their own ass. Um, the British Empire it was such a disruptor to the natural order of things. The Southeast Asians should dominate that part of the world. They always did until the Brits showed up and the Spanish showed up and the Dutch showed up and threw everything off kilter.
Yeah,
So I think we're seeing the age of empires is returning,
it
and the world
is.
is
It
returning
is.
back to its more normal state.
Yeah. We are seeing this kind of universal nationalism is starting to return in everywhere, but
Good,
unfortunately for those because Australia and New Zealand are far away from everything, right?
right?
But then again, maybe they'll realign themselves and start dealing with Southeast Asia, and they'll be able to pick it up. Um,
Well, what they should do is what we said from the start is they should come to Daddy America and be like, "We want in. How do we get in the club?" And then they'd be
yeah,
fine.
make them
You bring them in,
territories. Yeah, that's a
they'd be
good
fine.
idea.
But they won't swallow their damn pride and just accept that we're better than them, and we
Mm.
know it.
Well, no, you let America up in there, man. We will frickin'
Oh, we cleaned it
create
up.
infrastructure like mad. That's one thing people don't. People always love to laugh and mock at America, but ain't none of them got the ability to put down the industrialization we do. None of them,
No, we do it
right?
so fast. It's outrageous. It's
Yeah,
outrageous. We built
yeah.
China. Like
We
they keep
we, we
talking
did.
about the Chinese are
We
great
rebuilt that. Yeah,
industrialists.
no, we
No, that
did
was
that.
us.
Yeah.
We went over there and did all that.
But I mean, for all the mocking the world has for us, they seem to miss a couple of
It's
very
envy.
important points. Maybe, but it is though. But
Yep.
our ability, I mean, you can, and if you don't believe me, just take a look at America, Canada. We've been countries on our own for basically the same amount of time. Can you see the difference?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're basically Americans, but they don't have that industrial motivation. Now, to be fair, the reason why we are able to maintain that is because we have a steady flow of legal immigration, people coming into the country who really want to be part of
Well,
the American dream. That's
let's
why we
clean
can
that up a
maintain it.
little bit first, though.
Well, I
Were
said
able to
legal.
maintain that.
I said
No, no,
legal.
no. Hang on. Not even that. We were able to maintain that for so long because the people who were coming here were like us. Now we have people coming here, even legal ones, who have no desire to be anything like an American. They want to come to America and be
That's
wherever
the
the fuck they
problem.
came from.
And
That's
that's
the
the
problem.
welfare created that. That's
Yeah,
welfare created
welfare
that
created
because
that, and plus they're on jihad. The other ones did. Yeah,
well,
that's
we
how they're
need to
waging
just
war.
honestly, we the whole world should be at war with Islam. I mean,
Yeah,
plain and
I
simple.
agree.
Now, Muslims ain't
Get them
nothing
out.
wrong with a Muslim. I've met plenty of nice ones, but Islamists, no, we need to be at war with those people. Plain and
Yep,
simple.
get them out.
Um, but I mean, I get your point, and welfare created that because it used to be you come to America, you try to make it, and most people went back home, right?
Yep, within a
That
few
was the
years.
reality. We got only the creme de la creme would stay in America, and of course, pushed us forward in just incredible industrialization. I mean,
Right.
think about this: the 13 original colonies.
Hmm.
We may have a Revolutionary War. We become America. The 14th state after colony to state. The 14th state. Do you know what it was?
I do not actually off the top of
Tennessee.
my head. Ah, see, I was gonna say Tennessee. That's a son of a bitch.
And
Anyway,
the
go ahead.
15th one, Kentucky.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right? And we've been and in that period, you're talking about, 200 and less, it's like 150 years really.
Hmm.
We marched across that entire continent
That's right.
and built gigantic cities, bigger than most all throughout the entire world,
Yep.
industry, road. Think about this: how much freaking asphalt we dug out of the freaking ground to
Yep.
just build the highway system in America, the rail system which goes everywhere.
Hmm.
Gigantic cities of concrete and glass, which are ugly as shit, but they are what they are.
Well, they didn't
And
used to be ugly. Now they are.
no,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
that's true. They're ugly now with the
Yeah.
brutalism coming in the 40s, but the 30s and 40s. But that is an insane building and industrial capability that just rattled across that country. And in the same,
Yes.
and to keep in mind with Canada, what kind of highway systems do they got? What kind of rail systems they got? Shit all.
Right. Well, and the funny thing is, and this is another dirty little secret, and I know for a fact this happens. The people who build that stuff are usually Americans. They're
They
American
are.
contractors.
They're all
They come in
American
and do it.
companies that have
Yep.
been paid to bring in, and that's the
That's
problem
right.
with Canada. They keep leeching off of Papa America and not getting
Yep.
their own shit done. And this is one of the things that Trump, everyone screams about, especially foreigners. Make America great again. So many Japanese are pissed off about that. But I'm like, dude, what he's telling you is do your own shit. It
Get
isn't
it
about make
together.
America great. It's make Japan great again. Make
I would love
Australia
that.
great again. Make freaking Kenya great for once.
Yep. Well, yeah. Make Kenya great for once, please. I'm begging you.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a good line. Oh, that was good. No, the Japanese. It's funny that the Japanese can be like that because they're fine. What do you got? What are you so upset about, Japan? You're doing all right. You're a much smaller
They're
country than us. You
panicky.
shouldn't be doing.
They're
You shouldn't be
panicky.
doing as good as you are. In
Yeah.
fact, you're doing amazingly.
Yeah, they're incredible industrialists
Yeah.
and very successful, but they're panicky. They're panicky. I've been here 30 years, dude, living here for about 23, but I've been interacting for 30 years. And
Hmm.
since I've been married, of course. And the entire time since the bubble popped, they've been panicky about their economy, even though it
Hmm.
literally was the second largest economy for most of that 30 years, and technically
Yep.
still is because China is bullshit and it's
Because
not
China's
real.
bullshit. Yeah. Hmm.
So how that they have no right with that little teeny island to be that powerful, but yet they're
Right.
panicky about their economy constantly. But I tell them straight up, and I kind of yell at them actually. I'm like, dude, you. Trump is not saying anything other than the fact is do your own thing and make your country great, and together the world will come up, is what he's
Yes.
saying. But they're panicking because they've been sucking at the teat of America for fucking decades, 80 years since the fucking Monroe Doctrine, dude.
Yeah.
Where
It's
someone
a
dig
problem.
up that fucker?
Dig him up. Put him back in the ground. Fuck that guy. And this time, put him face down. I don't want to
Yeah,
see him. I don't
face
want him to look
down,
up.
bastard.
I love it. No, it's
Yeah,
true though. The American foreign policy has been nothing but a disaster. It's one of the reasons that drove me away from the Republican Party was Bush's bullshit. For instance, and really, when you look back, it isn't any better as far as foreign policy. No matter it's Republican or a Democrat, it's just this endless cavalcade of retardation that really, when you look at it from, you take a 30,000 foot view of it, and you look down at it, you're like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah,
what was the actual goal here? What were you trying to accomplish? Because you clearly didn't succeed. Like Putin told us right to our face, everything you've done has made you weaker. Why? Why did you do it? He
yeah,
asked the question to the American government, why are you doing this? This is stupid.
yeah.
And he's right. He was completely 100% correct with his assessment in that interview. Um, it's the same question I've asked for decades. Why are we doing this? Why are we blowing up countries and then rebuilding them? How does that help me in Ohio? How does that help Americans? How? Oh, it doesn't? Well, then why are we doing it? What's the answer? Because no one can give you an answer. What did we accomplish? Oh, we killed some people. Okay, there's new ones. Every time you take one out, another 10 pop up. This has been going on in that region since always. Since always. Even the Romans had this problem. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like our foreign policy, whether it's economic, or military or just diplomatic, except Trump. Trump's makes sense. I understand what Trump's trying to do. Everybody else's makes no damn sense. There's no rhyme or even Trump will tell you that. It doesn't make any sense. What are we doing? Why did we do that? I don't know. Why did we march out of Afghanistan and leave them billions of dollars in weapons? No idea.
Oh
Didn't have to
no,
do it.
I'm pretty sure there's a reason.
Oh, there was a reason. It was a bribe to the Taliban. That's why. Uh, but regardless, we can't. They're not going to say that publicly. But to the general public, I'm saying the public-facing reason why. Why did we do these things? Why did we
Yeah.
blow up all these countries? Why did we blah, blah, blah? Because the reality is their masters that they serve are not the American people. And that is a problem. And the reason why you have the Japanese with that mindset is because the American government has been so just like retarded. It'd be different if we were bullies, but at least everybody could understand why. Most of the time, we're just bullies just because. And that doesn't
Well,
help
yeah, but
anybody.
no, we're more bullies to each other, to ourselves, dude.
Yes,
All this
that's what I'm saying.
funding
Like
and money going outside the country. Yeah.
all this constant bully. Maybe the bully's the wrong word. We're kind of like this weird cuck, like a money cuck. We
Yeah,
just give everybody
because
everything and hurt ourselves
right,
at
because
the
our
end.
industrialists are making money outside the country, not in it,
Right.
because
And
they
that should
all
be
got on
honestly,
board with the
I I
Monroe Doctrine.
I hate it as a capitalist. I hate this, but the truth of the matter is protectionism of that kind, similar to how Japan does, is correct.
Yeah.
You should not be
Well,
allowed to do that.
well,
Period.
I
Like,
mean,
what are we doing?
yeah, and with the Monroe Doctrine, a lot of American industry were basically forced overseas to help with that process. Like, for
Yep.
instance,
Yep.
we talk about the Japanese and their bullet trains. Ooh, who do you think built that system?
Yes. That's the dirty little
I mean,
secret. It
fuck,
was
dude.
Americans
I mean,
yet again.
and it's that way everywhere. But and as far as seppuku booster, where seppuku simply means to cut the belly, seppuku, right?
Yes. I know
Harakiri,
for a fact that China, in all its wonder that everybody talks about how big and beautiful their cities are, you see this on the internet, and some of them are. They look good anyway. They're probably dog shit, but they look good.
well, they're
Uh,
dirty as hell. But anyway, go ahead.
those cities, I know for a fact, were almost all built and designed by American contractors. You
Oh,
know
of
how I know
course.
that? Because I know one, and he's worth
Yeah,
millions and millions of dollars now. And you know what he did? He just laid bricks. He got paid tons of money from the Chinese to come over and teach their people how to do brickwork the way he did it, and he would
yeah.
just lay bricks with them.
And then they didn't
That's why.
listen and pay attention whatsoever.
No, they don't
But
care. As soon as he left, that shit started falling down because they
yeah,
didn't
no,
listen. They didn't do it
because
right.
the tofu dregs of China is outrageous.
Yeah.
But as far as the thing, the last public seppuku or ritual suicide we had in Japan was in 1970. Booster, just so you know.
Was it?
Yeah,
Hmm.
that was the last one. But
Maybe they need some more. Maybe it toughen them up a little bit.
well, technically, it's not illegal.
I mean it's illegal to kill yourself,
Not
which I
here.
find hilarious
Not
in
here.
America, but it shouldn't be. I don't think it should be illegal. I think it should be heavily discouraged, but it's your life. Somebody if
Well,
they want to end it,
the way the Japanese discourage it is if you do commit suicide and possibly fail, you're because here they have socialized medicine to an
right.
extreme extent, and if you
Mhm.
do that, if you did try to take your own life and failed, that's the important point. The government will not give you that subsidy.
I love that.
That's about it.
I love it.
That's the only thing they do.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, no, it's funny because I was just talking with Adrian about this earlier.
Fair enough,
He
Booster.
knew a guy who
I'll be back in a
survived a
minute.
shotgun blast to his head, and I said, "Man, that's really you're just think about that. Think about trying to kill yourself, going that far to where you shoot yourself in the head and you fail. Imagine waking up that guy. You're so shit at everything you can't even kill yourself. Oof. I get why he wanted to kill himself. It makes perfect sense. I'd want to too if I couldn't even pull that off. Oh, oh, oh. He left me here. He left me here with nothing to say. Everybody, he does this to me. He does this to me. I wonder if an old lady walked in his house. What do you think, chat? What do you think, guys? Old lady come in? Because apparently in Japan, it's just perfectly normal for old ladies just to walk in your house at any given time, unannounced and unexpected. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't really like people in my house. It's just how I am, which is weird because I grew up in a house where everybody was always in my house. My friends all came to my house. My sister's friends all came to our house. My family was always at our house. Like, that was just how we were. So it's weird that I'm like that, but as I got older, I just really didn't like people in my space. So I don't like people at my house. So I don't know if I can handle that Japaneseism there, where they just waltz on in. Just waltz on in. Um, what do you say over there? It's illegal in America because the government considers you a slave and property of said government. Yeah, largely. We have a waving Curious. Hello, Curious. Oh, well, listen, Roger, buddy. I don't think that's what's walking in Chester's house. I have a feeling Chester lives in an area with a lot of old people. Not that he's old himself, but it just seems that way. It's all he ever seems to talk about is old people in his neighborhood. So I think there's a lot of old people around. Well, Japan in general does have a serious situation with their demographics where they're very old. I think the average person is much higher than most other countries in age. And that's not good. That's not good. You don't want that. People need to be having babies. They need to get them babies pumped out of them. But is what it is. Is what it is. Booster, what's crazy, Booster? Booster, what's crazy? Huh? Huh? Hmm? I remember the one time Chester did this to me. He disappeared for like, it feels like it was 20 minutes. And he came back and he was talking about how he had to go rescue a deer. I said, what? So apparently he's got like this fencing somewhere on the edge of his property. He looked out the window and he saw, in Japan they got them real small little deers. Real small. And one of them was stuck in it. And he had to run out there and get it out of there. I said, Chester, your life is like some sort of novel. It's an interesting thing, your life. Very interesting. You can make money on this book because no one would believe it was true. No one would, no one would believe it's true. Booster, that's crazy. Crazy. Then the one time he talked about an old lady just came walking in and gave him fruit. I believe it was peaches. Walked in, gave him some peaches. I don't know. I don't know if I want old ladies walking in my house with fruit. That just seems uncomfortable. Because you can't say no. What are you gonna tell the old lady? No, I don't want your fruit. Get out of here. Like what kind of monster is that? Code. Oh no. Am I playing what? Silk Sing? I don't know what that is, Roger. Unfortunately, I'm afraid I don't know what you're referencing. I will need more. I require clarification, please. Please, sir, please. I'm trying to think. What other times has Chester disappeared and then come back with some interesting story? I think those were the two main ones. The two main ones. The one time his wife came in. I don't remember what happened there. Little kids came in before because he had little kids at his house for school, I believe. What kid just kept coming in and bugging him, which is funny. His secretary was there when the one who was pregnant, kept coming in and trying to get his attention because he had something he was supposed to go do and he was putting it off so he could stream. And Japanese women are funny because it was one of those situations where she didn't want to upset him, so she was like, oh, Chester-san, gotta go. Silk Song. I don't know what that is. I do not know. I've never played it. I don't think I've ever played Hollow Knight, to be honest with you. If it's a Hollow Knight style game. No, don't think so. What is that? Is that like a roguelike or something? Because that's not my jam. I'm not a big fan of the rogue style games. Not a big fan myself. You know what I'm gonna do since he's left me hanging for like 5 minutes now? I was gonna do this later, but I'm gonna do it while he's not here. I actually saw The Naked Gun. Wife and I went and saw it. That's the other thing I did the other day. The wife and I went and saw The Naked Gun, and it was pretty good. Pretty good time. I highly recommend it. I think if you're gonna, we went on the holiday because Monday was a holiday. If you want to watch a good film, and then I watched it again with Booster, me and my friend Booster here, because we both like that style comedy. We went and watched it, and yeah, it was a good time. And look who just right when I start talking about The Naked Gun, there he is.
I thought I'd pop in because you're floundering, and I feel bad for you. But I'm going to leave as soon as Chester comes back because I think that'll be funny.
That is pretty funny. You should do that, Booster. We should talk about The Naked Gun. because we both enjoyed it.
It's great. It was a fun movie. We watched it together. You watched it first.
Yeah,
in
with the wife.
In the theater and with the wife.
Yeah, that's right.
Then we found it on HD and I watched it with you. It was just a fun movie.
It should. You know what they can actually still do in Hollywood when they try? Make a fun movie. I know. It was shocking to me too, because I expected it to be cringe and not funny, but no, it was
a
fun
comedy, no less. Because when is the last time they've done an absurd comedy?
We talked about this the other day. It's gotta be, 20 years or something close. Yeah. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Ever since those, was it the 2 out of 4 writers of Scary Movie? Ever since those idiots got their hands on the genre and just obliterated it with just churning out terrible movies. Like, it was Date Movie, Epic Movie, Disaster Movie, Meet the Spartans.
Yeah.
Vampires Suck. They just kept churning out these movies, and they're awful.
Yeah, no, so they got pretty bad. Oh, they came out with a new Naked Gun. Have you seen that?
Booster came in because I didn't have anything to talk about. You left me at the end of a sentence, and that was it. So I started talking about the fact that I have seen the new Naked Gun movie. I went and saw it with the wife on the holiday, and then I watched it with Booster because I was like, bro, we got to watch it. You're going to love it. It's great, Chester. It's exactly what it needs to be. It's an hour and a half long, and it's funny from beginning to end. And it felt like a Naked Gun movie should feel. There was never a moment where I was upset about it. It did a really good job. So Booster popped in here because I was rambling about nothing for so long. And he said, and I'm just going to spoil it for you, Booster. He said, as soon as Chester comes back, I'm going to leave because he thinks it was funny. So that's why he left. But no, I did see The Naked Gun. I highly recommend it. It's a very, very good time. And I hope they make more. It's made some money, looks like, because I think we saw the budget was around $40 million estimated. And last I checked, it was about $100 million at the box office. So they should be able to make some money on that and hopefully make more of them. The problem they're going to have is Liam Neeson is 73 years old. He's getting up there.
True.
It gets a little bit, harder and harder to believe he's going to be able to beat up a bunch of people in a bank.
That's true. Of course, it's comedy, though. But, I mean, the point that we had those farcical movie, just being absolutely inundated by them is a fair point. It is a fair point. But let's see. Funny, huh, Booster? Maybe I should just ban you from the chat.
Violence. See, Booster? Violence. No, I really did. I just I had nothing to talk about when you left. I had finished what I was saying, and I was like, what am I going to talk about now? But regardless.
I got you covered, buddy.
Oh, he got me covered here. He's got me covered. Hang on, I'm not looking at that Discord. Let me look at the proper Discord. But no, I recommend it, Chester. You should check it out. I think you'd enjoy it. You'd enjoy it. Oh, he's back.
I'll pop back in because I don't want to be rude.
Okay.
I would hate to be rude.
You ever?
You?
Never.
What?
No, I don't play it.
Go ahead, dude.
I've never been rude in my life.
Simu Liu upset. Is that how you say that nonsense? Upset that Superman sequel came so fast while Shang-Chi 2 still lacks a launch date. My friend, let me explain why. Yeah. Your movie really sucked. Superman was okay. Your movie really bombed. Sucked. Yeah, it didn't make money.
That's the dirty little secret that they don't talk about.
Yeah. Superman might make money. It might eke it out. We'll see.
He's one of your people, isn't he?
One of who people?
He's not a Kiwi, if that's what you're asking.
I thought he was. I'm giving it to you, though.
You get him.
You can have him. He's Japanese now.
Now that movie actually made $432 million worldwide, so it was about $215 million in their pocket. Yep. They probably lost $100 million.
Yeah.
But that movie did suck a lot. And
he's Canadian.
Oh, fair. I knew he wasn't one of ours.
That explains it.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't one of ours. But I put this up here simply because it's funny.
It is funny. It's
like
he's always been a public whinger, and I remember he was bragging on the Twitter that he was laughing at people who had said the movie would bomb because he thought that making like $300 million was enough for the movie to not count as a bomb. It's like, with a budget that high, you need a lot more than that.
Yeah, that's the problem, is the budget.
You need $1 billion.
Yeah, but you're right.
Yep.
He is a public whinger. He's just a little pussy boy, a little simp.
Little pussy boy. Yep, he is, and it's a shame because uh, th- the fact that a Shang-Chi movie exists at all should be, you should have a feather in your cap about that because nobody asked for that movie.
Yeah,
Nobody.
but
Who was
dude,
that?
it
Who was
could
out
have
here
been.
petitioning? We need that.
You're
We need a
right,
Shang-Chi.
but it could have been cool, dude. It could have been
Yeah,
cool if we
yeah,
had a cool dude
could have.
was doing it and not an Aquafina.
Yes. Well, we never need an
Ugh.
Aquafina. There's not a
Oh my
time where
God.
that's required.
Yeah,
Man,
Did
did they
they?
try
Oh,
pushing her for a minute.
They did.
oh
Did she
boy,
give you a stiffy or what?
a stiff something,
I
but not a penis. That's
let
for
me tell
sure.
you, my bony lasted so long. I had to see the doctor, and he said, "Wow, you got an Aquafina boner, son. Sorry, me too."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard it was an epidemic. Yeah, I heard.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
that crackly, scratchy voice.
yeah. She's extremely unattractive, and if she leaned into it, it would be cool.
Hmm.
But she's a nasty little whinger and whiner too.
Yep.
And not to
Mhm.
mention, what is it with the Asian women in America trying to? What women in general? Why are they trying to act like black men?
I don't
That's
know. I have no answer for that
it
question,
is cringy.
but it's very
It's
cringy. It's
very
gross.
embarrassing.
It is.
Yeah, it's gross when black men do it. To be honest with you, when they act like that. So
Well,
why would we want the women to do it?
it is true, but mainly the black ladies have become the black men, though. Let's be
Yeah,
fair.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that is an issue. But yeah, no. I just put this here because it's hilarious. Because this movie sucked and you suck. Plain and
Yep.
simple, you suck. And he's going to sit there and whinge about because, as a side note for this, Superman: Man of Tomorrow is coming, and of course. I put this in here. Here, let me bring this over. I should have put it here. Go ahead and read that.
James Gunn's Superman leak. Brainiac was in the post credits. He was.
Now,
Did I not see
No, he
that?
wasn't.
well,
I hope
yeah,
I
What's
missed
he
that.
he was. He's in a drawing on a desk. It's right here.
Oh
Right.
boy.
That
But
doesn't count.
no, it doesn't. But however, what it does with Superman: Man of Tomorrow, it has been the undercurrent is the bad guy is Brainiac. Now, I put this in
Okay.
here specifically to play off the Liu thing because finally, dude, for
Yes.
goodness gracious, we've had some great animated Brainiac, sure. DC Universe
Mhm.
Online, you guys ever play that?
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
A bit of it.
Good Brainiac sector over there you could go play in. Um, so we have gotten Brainiac, but in live action, never. We were supposed to get Brainiac with that ridiculous Pryor Superman movie, but they just couldn't pull it off, and they couldn't get something about rights or something like that. I don't know what the complete situation is, but we've never gotten Brainiac, and because they keep doing the damn Lex Luthor thing.
Yep.
Dude, I would be so happy to get a
Mhm.
good James Gunn because he'll do it in a colorful, cartoony way, and you could do
Mhm.
Brainiac in a dark way. You
Oh
can,
yeah.
but I think it would be more fun that way. So I'm actually very excited about that, even with James Gunn involved.
I think you
We'll
could
see.
pull it off.
Yeah,
I,
I
I,
think
I
so.
I actually do think he could probably pull Brainiac off because Brainiac doesn't have to be as he's not Darkseid, right? He doesn't have to be
No,
Darkseid.
no, no, no.
So you can do a little bit. You can be a little bit more fun with him, especially if he brings in bottling and all that stuff. You could do some interesting stuff with it.
Yeah,
Sure.
bottle
So
of Candor.
That's
yeah,
right. Yeah. But also, if you remember the New 52 when that came out, it wasn't all bad. Action Comics New 52 was great, and it was
yeah.
Brainiac driven, right? Because he bottled Metropolis.
The problem with Brainiac has always been his name. It's just really goofy.
Yeah, but I
It's
think
not
Oh,
that's
it's
why
smart.
cool.
James Gunn, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why James will be able to pull it off.
Yeah,
He's
James
been able
Gunn
to
loves
do that
his
with other
Silver
characters.
Age comics. Yeah,
he does.
despite
Yeah.
all of James Gunn's flaws, and by God, I'm not going to defend him on those. He, at least we know he likes comics, right?
Yeah,
He
Because
does seem
we
to
know
enjoy
that
them.
a lot of these directors, they just get their assistants to read a comic and then just get them footnotes, right?
Right.
so lazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they get the teal
Hmm.
deer.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
agree with that 100%. But when I saw this, I just because all the realization of decades came on me, and it was like, damn, we've never had a live action Brainiac, dude.
Nope.
Yeah.
Never even really attempted
And
it.
it feels so obvious.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie, I think this movie would have been better with Brainiac instead of Lex. To be honest with
Yeah.
you, I think
Yeah.
it would have worked better. Because a lot of the stuff that Lex just gets away with doesn't make any sense that Superman wouldn't have already caught him. He should have known what was going on. Like this, it's just
Yeah.
silly. There's a part where they're out there. Lex is in his tower, just watching Superman fight the bad guy that he's controlling, and Superman never puts that together somehow
Yeah.
until the end. Like what? What?
And we're also getting a little bit of here, go away. We're getting teased by Gunn of this as
Yeah.
well. So maybe he's going to have Lex Luthor is either going to create Brainiac or team up with Brainiac. It's probably going to be him creating it, I think, with
Maybe.
his information he stole from the Fortress of Solitude. I'd imagine that's what he's going to do. But I'm here. I'm here for it, dude. 100%.
Could
I
be good.
want a
Yeah.
good Brainiac.
Did you watch Superman yet, Jessica?
No, I almost did,
Mhm.
and I will, because my wife has been really busy, dude.
Yeah, I know.
So and of course I'm very busy as well, but we do want to watch it because everyone that I listen to as far as critics is saying that you want a comic book movie, that's a comic book movie, and
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah.
I'm all day long for that, right?
For
Mhm.
me, the most important thing they nailed was that it's wholesome. It's nice. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's what they got
He
down
he
right.
acts like Superman at least. At the very
Yeah.
least, he acts like
Even if he's a
Superman.
bit boyish.
Yes.
Who
See,
shouldn't have
Booster and
been
I agree.
boyish was Lex Luthor was a bit more boyish than I'd like. I really like
Yeah.
Nicholas Hoult. He's fantastic.
Yep.
And it's hard to say whether or not he was miscast for this. If he just had a more gravelly voice and was a bit more manly.
Muscle, yeah, more manly, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They keep making this kind of lame dude. Gene Hackman, I love him, but I mean, come on.
He's
And
not
nowhere
one.
near Lex Luthor.
no, and we
No.
just keep getting the Lex Luthor thing. It's like Hollywood is stuck that Superman's only enemy is Lex Luthor, and it's like, dude,
No,
read the
Lex
damn
would be better
comic.
off
That's
in the
probably
background.
why. That's probably why a lot of people have this misconception that Superman is overpowered and never loses, because you're always putting him up against a
Yes.
friggin' just a dude.
A dude,
Just a guy who has
a
a lot of
dude.
money and is smart.
Yeah.
Instead of your
No.
freaking Darkseid or other Kryptonians.
Yes. No, I agree. Booster and I completely agree. The biggest miscast in that movie was Nicholas Hoult. He's a great.
But-
I love Nicholas Hoult, but he's not Lex Luthor. He's just not.
Yeah.
We've been spoiled with Clancy Brown. Once again, the Timverse is nailed casting and characters, and
Clancy
Clancy Brown
nailed
is
it.
Lex
Yeah.
Luthor. That's perfect.
But
I
I
agree.
very much would love to see Brainiac. They've tried to hint at Darkseid, but that's something you have to build into, I think. And I
Yes.
think
And he
Schneider
needs to
was
be
trying to do that.
he needs to be a DCU. If they're going to have the DCU be a thing, he needs to be a threat to all of them, not just
Right.
Superman.
No,
He's
I
basically
agree.
his Thanos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is
I
Thanos.
mean,
He is
he's a
Thanos.
much
I mean-
better Thanos, in my opinion.
I mean, Thanos is based on Darkseid. It's very obvious.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
But I mean, let's talk about some of the other rogues gallery of Superman that you could do stuff with. Some of it's kind of lame, and we get little pieces of it. But how about Parasite?
You stole my exact
Yeah.
thought. He'd be great
Yeah.
for a
Seen him a
movie.
few
You could
times.
make it a little bit horror-ish with Parasite.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be as straight, like this one was. You could go a little darker with it because he's Parasite.
Yeah.
You could introduce
Metallo.
some of the other ones.
Metallo,
Metallo.
Yeah.
There's a lot that he fights that are good. I would love a movie with Mixel. I think James Gunn could
yes.
actually do that.
Yeah.
But again, you have to convince executives that this is a good idea to do a more cerebral Superman movie than one where he just gets to smash robots or whatever.
Because Mixel's very silly.
He's silliness.
And he's
And yeah, I think that would make
overpowered.
people nervous.
Yeah. No,
he's
he could be like
insanely overpowered.
a side color character he could introduce. And it seems like with Gunn, maybe he would. But you have another thing. There's like a whole bunch of course, you mentioned Kandor. But we also have other like Jexer, and we have other Kryptonians that you could bring into the play and kind of have that kind of thing going on, right? Like Invincible to a way. Of course, Doomsday they've tried. Mogul, how about that?
Yeah, Warworld.
Yeah,
That would rock.
Yep.
He would, dude.
Mogul would be good, but Doomsday, if they did him properly, would be phenomenal because Doomsday's
Yes.
original introduction was phenomenal.
You
But
mean you don't kill off Superman in the second movie?
yeah, don't just out of nowhere at the end of the movie, don't just do one of the most important, maybe the most important comic storylines of all time in the death of Superman. Don't just throw it on the end of a movie just because. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing, Zach?
And
Snyder.
you could also have some side character stuff going on with like Solomon Grundy,
Yep.
Ultra Humanite, things like that. But there are just so many really cool things you could do that are not Lex Luthor, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
even some small time stuff, even like Toyman, right?
Yep. Yeah.
I'd love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Lex should have been, and I said this from the beginning, he shouldn't be the main villain. He should be doing things with whatever the main villain of the movie is, but he shouldn't
Legion
be
of
the
Doom.
focus.
Yep,
Yeah.
Legion of Doom. But
That'd be
there,
great.
Legion of Doom.
but
They
keep in
could have
mind,
even did that. They could have had that as a bit. That'd have been funny.
there are so
Meanwhile,
many Kryptonians in the
yep.
comics over the years. He is not the last man of Krypton. He is not, right? And that's not even counting Kandor. And you could do something with that. But yeah, I there's so many interesting things, and he's had stuff with like with the Hellblazer stuff and dealing with demons. He's done that. You have a lot of robot stuff. You have who is it? Major Force is another guy.
Mhm.
Of course, magic is always an issue for him.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I've
So
said for years. If you really wanted to, everybody makes the complaint about Superman's too powerful. The solution wasn't what Gunn did and make him kind of weak. The solution is bring in things that he's not powerful against.
yeah,
Magic is the
yeah,
best example.
All characters that are just as powerful as him because they
Yes, the ones he
exist.
can fight.
yeah. So
It's just silly.
but the point being is, this is very potentially cool news.
Yeah.
Because I would love to have a Brainiac, and James Gunn. We all have issues with him, but I
Yep.
think this is
Mhm.
perfect for him, dude.
I do too. I
You know,
thought that's what he was going to do when it was first announced. I thought if anybody's going to give us Brainiac, it'll be him.
yeah.
But he didn't.
Well, maybe he just
In a
wanted to
very
get it
cookie
out of the
cutter.
way. Just get it out
I
of the
think it
way.
wasn't. I think he didn't have as much say as he's letting on. I think he
Maybe.
was told to what degree he was allowed to play in this first movie,
Right.
and that's why we got what we got. And it's not. Again, I don't think it's a bad film at all. I think it's fine, but it could have been very interesting. I think it could have been a lot better, which of course it always can. But I think Brainiac would have made a lot more sense in what happens in that movie than Lex. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, I think it would
Well,
have worked better.
I have a feeling what we're going to get is Lex, like I said, using information he stole from the Fortress of Solitude,
Yep,
is going to create something to try to maybe he'll do Metallo first
could
as
be.
the initial thing, and from Metallo comes this out of control AI that is Brainiac, and he starts
Well,
taking
you could
over
just have it
Metropolis.
be. If it depends on which version of Brainiac you go with. If you go with that he's from Krypton, he could have just been in there. He could have been in the message, in the technology, like hiding in there basically.
You could do that
And
too.
Lex
Yeah,
accidentally
you
let
could
him
do
out.
that too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, I have a feeling that's what we're going to get
Yep.
initially, and kind of something like what Marvel did with Ultron and of course Vision situation. I think we'll get a little bit
Yep.
because they ape off of Marvel's success as much as they can. They just haven't done it as well. But yeah, I think it's great, man. This would be really cool, and if they slow play it a little bit, like say in the next
Mhm.
movie, Metallo's the bad guy, but it's a Brainiac creation,
Or even a couple Metallo level bad
something,
guys, right?
something like that, and you have
Somebody's sending him after him.
right, and Brainiac's working in the background, and then in your third
Mhm.
movie, you get full on, Metropolis takeover, bottled, however he
Brainiac.
wants to play it with Brainiac. Yeah, that could be cool. And in the next movie, establish your, was it Justice Gang? God, that sucks. Um,
It does. But
uh,
that's the whole gag of it is that it sucks. And they're going to change it. Clearly, that's the gag that
I
he
hope
runs with
so.
it. No, he's going to change it. There's no way he's going to keep that. It's so bad. I think that's what he's doing. He knew that, and that's why it's the gag of the movie. Like everybody else hates it except for
Because
the Green Lantern.
I don't know if there is, but it feels like there's this ironic thing of, well, Justice League is a lame name, so we gotta have to lean into it being lame kind of
Yes.
feeling to it. I hope
What-
that's
what-
not what they're doing.
Justice
I
League
think
is
Justice
lame.
League I think it's a great name, but
No,
it's
we're
great.
no, it's
comic
great
nerds.
now. I'm just saying that they probably think it's lame.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we'll see.
I'd be fine if they went with Justice Society. Even that's fine with me too.
Yeah.
Both work.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are willing to give Gun a go. This movie wasn't perfect, but it had a lot of good points that people enjoyed.
Yes.
And it for the most part, it looks like he left politics on the side, which is good,
He did.
right?
Yeah.
So I think people are. He's got some leeway, and it did make money, so it's definitely
You know, I
it's in
just
the
looked.
black.
They're at worldwide. They're at 614 million.
Yeah.
So they
And
should be profitable right now. They should
well,
be.
and you could add 50 million to that in the pocket because I'm sure because it is what is it on Netflix? Where is it now? Prime?
It's
Who
on
bought that?
Amazon at the moment.
Amazon.
I know for a
And I
fact.
guarantee they sold that for 50 million or so. So
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
that's pure
And you got to
profit.
pay $20 to watch it on Amazon. I
Right.
know because I looked. I said,
Right.
"Oh, I ain't paying $20. Get out of
Yeah.
here." I'm not
Well, I
doing
mean,
that.
because they paid big money. That's why they're doing
Yeah.
that initially. But my point being is this movie is definitely in the black. And in the long run, it might well be profitable. I hear that the merchandise is actually selling a little bit, which is
That's
interesting
good.
because these companies, especially Disney, have had a hard time selling merchandise for years now. We've covered it here.
Yeah.
I mean, Disney has burned, tens of millions of dollars on merchandise that just sits and rots on shelves.
What do you guys think? This is completely a nerd question, but what do you guys think of his suit?
Eh,
The Superman suit.
Fine.
it's fine.
I don't like the S that much.
I don't either. The rest of
Doesn't
it's
come-
fine. I don't like the
And
S.
also, it's weird that he's wearing the symbol of hope of his clan. Now that it's revealed that I don't know if this is spoilers. Spoilers. The guy's evil.
Yeah, Jor-El sent him
Jor-El's
there to
evil.
Well,
conquer.
he's
Yeah.
always been kind of questionable. Let's be fair.
Yeah,
Right.
but I've always liked it more along the
Different
Brandon,
iterations.
Yeah.
the Marlowe style, where
Yeah,
he's
but if his family's gonna be, about conquering and everything, then Superman probably shouldn't be wearing the symbol of that family, meaning hope.
Right. No, that's fair. But Jor-El is about he's an idealist. It's about
Yeah.
saving his culture and his society, but he is also an elitist, and therefore
Yes.
he sees the Kryptonians as superior to everyone. And DC Comics has done a good job over the decades of when you're dealing with stuff that's say not Superman, but it's cosmic, right? And people are
Yep.
interacting with others. They always will throw in a little quip of how annoying the Kryptonians are in their arrogance. That has been
Yes.
going on for decades and decades because they do see themselves superior to all other life, and they're not necessarily wrong. But
Right.
you also have the idealist aspect of Jor-El. So this is, you understand why he's doing what he's doing, but he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. It's I don't know. It's one of those things that I think it's a choice that Gunn made that I don't think he had to make. I don't think this
No.
movie had anything really added to it with that twist.
Unless he's
Other
planning on
than
bringing in more Kryptonians for him to fight.
especially considering it was all resolved by the end. This isn't going to be a problem going forward. Superman gets back his good PR by the end of the movie, and everybody's back on his side.
Yeah,
So
but
it was
what
like
if we get a bunch of Kryptonians and we get the invincible thing going on? Because
we
I've heard
could,
everyone
especially with
say
Brainiac.
that this movie took a lot from Invincible. I haven't
It did.
seen it,
It did.
but
It took it. I actually think he wanted to make a good. If Homelander was a good guy, the movie.
Mhm.
That's what he decided. He got a lot of his ideas from, personally. But I could see the Invincible thing too. I can. But that again, I'm not necessarily against that. If you can't, steal what you can't make yourself, James. If you
Yeah.
got to steal from better stories than because you can't make good ones on your own, I'd much rather you just do it from Superman himself. But if apparently that's not on the table for some reason, then do it from somewhere else that's similar enough.
right.
James
No,
Gunn really
yeah.
likes to write his arsehole characters and his outsider
He
characters.
does. He does.
Yeah.
Yeah. which makes me a bit surprised. Now he's stuck on Tom King, which is an unfortunate
Yeah,
thing.
that is
And
Yeah.
we're
sad.
getting drunk, sluttish Supergirl, Laura.
Yeah.
Which I think is an odd choice, but I'm kind of odd in a weird way. I'm curious to see what he's going to do with it because he's got to tie it in, right? He's
Yes.
got to do it. He's not. It's not going to be standalone. So I'm kind of curious what he's going to do with that because that's going to put a lot of people off, dude.
Yeah, it did. From what I understand, a lot of people didn't like her,
Yeah.
the way she showed up and what she does and
No.
everything. So
But it's comic accurate because it existed in a comic one time.
Yeah,
yeah, one time she
not
was like
long
that.
ago. Yeah, not long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hate that argument. It's like, yeah, well,
I do
that
too.
comic is also a bad depiction of the character.
Right. I mean,
Yes,
in this past
especially her.
decade, they've done a lot of that.
Mm.
They've been
She's
setting
supposed to
themselves
be
up.
his moral equal, and he's supposed to, in my opinion, he's the perfect example of masculinity, Superman. She should be the perfect example of strong femininity. And when you turn her
Well,
into
now
a
she's the
drunken
example
slut,
of modern femininity.
That's
so.
right.
yes,
Damn
exactly.
And maybe that's a little bit of a jest from Gunn because
Maybe he's dig. Maybe he's making a dig.
maybe
Could
he
be.
is
Yeah.
because
This is what you hoes are like.
This is you. All you hoes is like this. You bitches. That's James out there getting drunk.
maybe,
You
but
fucking whores.
well, we know he likes women. One,
And I love it.
he's not one of those secret homosexuals. One, two, he's a deviant. We know this,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
I
it,
think
it
he's not so bad, and then he started the new Peacemaker show with Orgy with Full Frontal. So
of course.
Yeah.
Well, he's a
Yeah.
deviant. He is.
thanks, James Gunn.
Thanks, James. But I don't know that he's particularly woke, though. I mean, he says
Performatively, I'd say.
performatively, yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
how much he is, so we'll see. But I got to see the first movie anyway, because I really
Mhm.
can't speak from a point of strength in that regard. But I love this, dude. Brainiac, please, finally, dude. That would be awesome. Any
It
last
would be
comments
nice.
before I go to the next story?
Nope.
Alrighty. Now
Here
this
we
one,
go.
we've been talking about this. I'm getting a little excited, a little bit.
Street Fighter movie official cast announced. Release date set.
Yeah, the
All right.
cast is
All
set
right.
now, and
They
they
did
did in
it.
the old font. Now, keep in
I like
mind,
that.
I've seen some comments on this from ignorant assholes that don't bother 2 seconds of research on the internet because they're like, this is just copying Mortal Kombat. 1987 Street Fighter, 1992 Mortal Kombat. So
Yep.
alrighty then. But anyway, they did it in the old style like this, which is kind of cool with the actor and of
That
course
is
the
cool.
character. It's neat. And we have all of them here.
That's cool. That's nice.
But
Good marketing. Wait a minute. Good marketing?
yeah,
No, I don't
yeah.
believe it.
Ah,
It sounds like a lot of the people they're having fun. If you look at the
Yeah.
set photos and the photos of the cast together, they looks like they're having fun. That's a good sign, dude.
That is. That is. These movies should be fun to make. They're fun to, the games are fun to play. People play these games for fun. It's not like there's, I don't think, maybe there is, I could be wrong, but I don't think there's a huge community out there that's real interested in the lore of Street Fighter. Maybe it is, but I'm pretty sure most people are playing that game because
there's
it's
probably
fun.
a 2-hour video breakdown for that on YouTube
Probably
somewhere.
I'm
is
sure.
somewhere.
I'm
With
sure.
4,000
2 to
views.
5 hours. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. But anyway, we've looked this before, but we do have a couple other characters that have popped in here on us. So we got Andrew Koji Ryu. He looks good. He looks good.
Yep,
I
could
don't
pull it
know if
off.
he's got to. I hope he needs to be the best actor in it to be able to
Yep.
carry it. So we'll see. We have
From
this.
Bullet Train.
Yeah. No, I
Yep.
like him. I'm happy with it, dude. This guy, this isn't a great photo. We saw the photo. This guy is a steroid freak, out of
Yeah,
control with
he's
the worst
jacked.
haircut
He's
ever. But Ken doesn't need to say much.
No. Ken's there to do one thing, and that's what
Yeah.
this guy brings to the table.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And the premise of the movie is very simple. Ryu and Ken have been out of contact with each other for a while because of a dispute. But they come back together to go to the World Kumite or the World Fighting Tournament and to do something. All right. But we got Ken. And the guy is jacked. I hope he can move. That's all I can say.
We'll
I hope
see.
he can move.
We will see.
America, of course, Japan, and then America. We have our little German girl here. This is a
That's a
new
much better
character.
picture of. Oh,
Yeah,
that's not who I thought it was.
no,
Okay, yeah,
this is a
Julie.
new
Yeah,
one.
okay.
So we got this girl, Julie. I don't know this one, Booster. Are you a Street Fighter guy?
Landingham? The Landingham.
Yeah, very
A
German.
Landingham. I'm having a look see at this woman. She is an
Her name's
American
longer than
martial
mine.
artist.
Oh, well, there you
Sweet,
go. That's
And
good.
sweet.
she was that bitch in Cobra Kai. She was the influencer bitch.
There's a couple Cobra Kai people in the cast actually. So did you ever play Street Fighter? I didn't play much. My son loved it, and he played the hell out of it.
You
Did
know
you
what?
ever
I
play this
don't
game?
think I've ever played it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's
I
a little bit after my time. Before my time, rather.
I've
Yeah.
played it, but I was never like into it
Well, they
type deal.
keep coming out with ones, and I think it was 5 or something, 6 or something. I think it was 5. My son played the hell out of it, and it was pretty. It did look good, and he was good at it. But he's a young, half Asian boy, and his hand-eye coordination is slightly better than mine.
All right, I'm looking at her Instagram right now. I'm sold. She's hot.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
is.
We'll
Look at the
take her.
picture. She's hot. Yeah.
We'll take her.
I just don't know
Yeah,
who
but
Julie is.
sometimes face pictures can be
Yeah,
deceiving. No,
that's
They
true.
could
she's
fool
hot from
you.
head to toe.
This
Yeah.
guy, for instance, is not that attractive. But coming down here, we
I
got
don't want to fuck him.
no, definitely not. Now it's interesting because in the release for all the photos of this guy, they cut his face off so we can't see it. I love
Yep.
that. I love the little touch. Him playing Vega. This guy is perfectly cut out for Vega, dude. He looks
Yep.
great. He looks great. Once again, no clue about the acting. This Orville Peck, I don't know where he's coming from, but
A country musician.
is he?
Playing
Yeah.
Vega? That's a choice, but okay.
Yeah.
And the only film he's credited in is the upcoming Street Fighter movie as Vega.
Sweet. He doesn't do.
But he's
Vega
done
doesn't talk much.
theater work.
Oh, has he? Okay.
And some television work. So
All right. Now this is
But
going
it's
to make a
all
lot of people
musical
happy, though.
shit.
Yeah. No, he's a musical guy. But that's good.
All right, I just watched. I just watched our Julie girl do some martial arts. She's good. At least at the making it look good.
You just got to sell it. We need people that can sell it. That's what you need.
She can.
Now,
She can.
a lot of people on our chat and other places are talking about, we getting Cammy? We getting Cammy? Dude, we're getting Cammy.
There's Cammy.
Mel Jarlson, a good
The
Scandinavian
thighs
girl.
there. Yep. The thighs are there, gentlemen.
Excellent. Excellent. The
And
casting
what
is pretty good.
Does she have any accolades whatsoever?
I thought you were asking about her tits.
I am.
might
I'm
have a
always asking
renaissance.
that.
We might have a renaissance of martial arts movies. I'd like that. With hot chicks doing kicks and flips. I'm in. I'll watch that.
I'm not seemingly getting
she
what I
is
want.
known for Mortal Kombat and NCIS, so
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, there you go.
we'll see for that.
We will indeed.
Huh. Okay. Cool.
Interesting.
Alrighty. But people are really, but just by the photo, she looks fine.
Yep.
And excellent. We got ourselves now. This is interesting. Don Savage is like he's a MC, right?
I believe so.
He's
yes.
not a fighter. He's an MC, and it's got this weird guy, Eric Andre, this guy you want to murder every time you see him.
Yeah.
He has this very smug, ironic, "I'm too good to be here" sense of humor.
But that might be perfect for Don Savage, right?
Yeah. I could see that.
So that's not bad. Let's see here. We talked about M Bison being Mr. Polka Dot Man. But he's got big shoes to fill, dude. Big shoes.
Yeah. And he needs to be really big to be this guy, doesn't he? Like tall and broad-shouldered.
Yeah, they'll work it out.
I love this actor in particular, but
I think his ability his talent will be able to. He'll pull this off because he needs to be menacing, and I think he can pull that off.
I
You
didn't
get him in
know
the
that.
outfit.
Yeah,
I think he can pull that off.
I didn't know that Chandelou was in Australia. I didn't know
Really?
that.
Is that a?
Hidden secret
I'm gonna ask
kingdom,
a.
right?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I see. I see. I was gonna. I was about to. Was that a real country in Australia? I never heard
Hold on a second.
but no, of course.
Yeah.
No, I had no idea that was an Aussie.
Yeah, I didn't either. But you know, Raul Julia absolutely murdered the role in the first film. It was amazing.
Of course.
Yeah, so he's got big shoe. I hope he pulls it off though, because the world found him with Polka Dot Man, and he was the best thing in that movie, right?
Yeah.
So I hope he does another. He just pulls it off like amazing. It's weird we're getting excited about a Street Fighter movie, but I am, dude.
It's weird. It is weird, but they're good with the casting so far.
Yeah, no, it
Late
looks
Night with the
fun,
Devil
dude.
is phenomenal. If you
Oh,
still haven't
he's
seen
so
Late Night with the
good.
Devil, go watch it.
It is
I
good.
love Late Night with the Devil.
It
That's
is
a great
amazing.
movie.
Yeah. Of course, we've gone into detail about
Oh.
this girl playing Chun-Li. She's a bit skinny, but she's a looker.
Bye, chick.
Mhm.
Bye,
Mhm.
chick.
Black chick?
No, recast her. I said thigh chick. We need to see her thighs.
Oh, thigh check. Oh,
They're
yeah. No,
thin.
she's a bit skinny. She's
Unfortunately,
a
they're
bit skinny.
thin. Yeah.
She's a looker though. She is pretty.
They better have her doing some squats.
Get them steroids and them
I
thighs.
think they
What are we
all need
doing?
to get in. They all
Inject
need to
them.
get in shape. Yeah, that's true.
Because Chun-Li has
Yeah.
thunder thighs.
She
I'm gonna
does.
tell you, the girl playing Julie, she's got all of it. Well, she don't have any boobs, but a lot of athletic women don't have boobs. But other than that,
That's
she's
right.
got the
We all
rest
have
of the
to
build.
make sacrifices.
Yeah, I would
That's true.
sacrifice. I'll make
That's
that
true.
sacrifice. It's fine.
Yeah,
She could
but-
probably kick my ass, but I'm okay with it.
Dude, the only people
I'd
that
be all right with
complain about the improper or incorrect boob size are like 12. Okay.
Yeah.
A sexy girl is good
Mhm.
enough. Like they were going on with Gal Gadot. Like her tits aren't big enough. Well, dude, that's the least of our problems.
Well, yeah, that's true. Accurate.
I mean, you know. Yeah, she's gonna have to step up though. They all are. But
We'll see.
like, yeah,
We'll see.
it looks like they're having great fun though, and that's a good sign, dude.
Oh, this fella.
Yeah, Andrew,
this guy.
as Hibiki.
This guy's freaking hilarious.
He is
He
funny.
is.
And he's a classical liberal that's out there yelling at the Democrats saying we're not doing a good job. And he's from Hong Kong, so he's got to be trying to act British, I guess. We'll see if he has any chops. Because has he done any acting at all? I know he's a comedian.
No, his character. His character from Hong Kong. He's done a
I
little
see.
bit, but he's one of those. You know, he's a comedian, and this character is comedic, so I think he'll do fine.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the picture. He's not exactly a serious character, as you can tell.
Yeah. Here we go. Akuma.
Akuma.
Roman Reigns.
Akuma.
I have no
I hope
problem with
Roman
this
does.
whatsoever.
I hope Roman does very well in Hollywood. I like Joe. He's a good man.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
And Akuma, he's got to be in heavy makeup and prosthetic anyway for
Yes.
Akuma.
But the great thing about Roman is the one thing he's always had is physical charisma like crazy.
Yeah.
So he'll be able to shine through that, I think. I think
Yeah.
it'll work.
Now, I don't know all the details, but Akuma clearly is not human. And of course, if I'm going by Asian, stories, he's a demon, right?
I believe that is correct.
Yeah. We know he can move. We know he can move. And and he has
he'll do good.
a couple of decades of selling it.
I think he'll do very, very well. It'll just depend on how much they give him to do, to be honest.
But that's good casting for Akuma. And he can work the mic too. So we know he can. This is cool, man. Now this is a new one,
good
right?
old Joe. I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea what character of Joe.
Why a Russian?
Volkanovsky.
Yeah. Why we got a
Joe the
Russian playing an American? Huh?
I don't know.
What's up with this guy? What do we got on him, Booster?
Well, he's Australian.
Sweet.
Out of all, that was kind of a. But he was born in New South Wales, so this is kind of this guy's been everywhere. But he seems he's a UFC guy.
Oh, okay. So another guy knows how to move. All right.
Yeah, he knows how to fight. He's a featherweight, but I don't think he's had any acting credentials. So we'll see how that goes.
That's all right. He just needs to move,
But
right?
maybe he won't even really be acting. It might be just in like a fighting scene.
Right. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
interesting. He's an Australian. But
Yeah, an Australian born in New South Wales with a Russian last name playing an American.
sweet. But I hear, I
Love it.
don't know this is true, but I hear it's easier for the other English speakers to adopt an American accent than it is the other way around.
It does seem to be that way. I
Yeah.
think there are a lot more successful British actors that
Yep.
play American roles than
Yep.
the other way around. But
Hugh
it has
Laurie.
happened.
Yeah.
It has happened though. Like that black fellow who plays Lemon in Bullet Train. I thought he was English. His English accent was so good.
Yeah.
Nope, he's
No,
an
that's fair
American.
enough. It does go the other
Yeah,
way sometimes, but
yeah.
then you get, Keanu Reeves.
Well, he can't really do voices at all. He can barely speak. The poor guy. We love
He
him, but
barely has his own accent. He's it's got a problem there.
yeah.
Well,
I'm thinking we're back.
yeah, it was so bad. It was so bad, dude. Charlie Hunnam, of course, a British guy, came over and
Yeah.
did Sons of Anarchy and other things. And he was in America so long that when he went back to England to do the King Arthur movie, which was a good movie, it's a shame what happened to that. He had to relearn how to speak British.
Yeah, that's gonna
I
happen.
love it.
That's interesting.
I love it.
Let's go on here. Now, this, I don't even know.
Hmm.
50 Cent is Balrog.
But that's
Play
not
love it.
Balrog, the
Balrog,
guy
though.
tried.
But I love it because I like that. I want more 50 Cent in things because he's funny.
He is funny.
That's the only
Is he?
reason.
He is.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious.
He seems like a clown. Like
Yeah, exactly. I'm not
not a
laughing
good
with him.
way.
No,
Okay.
there's no laughing with him here.
Okay. Fun fact: you know that 50 Cent was originally offered the role of CJ from San Andreas, but 50 Cent refused because he would only ever play himself.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
He had a
So,
little bit of an ego problem, just a bit.
all right.
Uh,
So, Balrog is not the character I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the electric, this guy right here.
Oh, Blanca. You're
Blanca.
thinking of Blanca.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
my problem. Okay. So, all right, because I was like, all right, they're doing a pretty good job of showing the original game and the character. All right. Okay, cool.
I
So
think Balrog's a boxer, if I remember correctly.
yeah, no, it's what it looks like. He had gloves on.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
cool. 50 Cent could be fun. Could be fun. Hopefully, it doesn't turn into Ice Cube's War of the Worlds. Uh,
I watched that with my boys. That movie is phenomenal.
it's that bad, huh?
I absolutely recommend sitting down with some friends and watching War of the Worlds. It is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. In all the wrong ways. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
Uh,
yeah.
David gives us some information here. He says Akuma isn't a demon per se. He's the brother of Ken and Liu, Master Goken. Okay. He's named after a demon. Okay. Goken fought Akuma because he was trying to protect his students from his younger brother's corruption. Balrog was supposed to be Mike Tyson, I guess. But this is a new one, Zangief here.
Good old
All the
Zangief. Yeah.
writers, Dutch bodybuilder and actor, very tall, built like a shipwreck house, 7'2".
Yeah, no, he's the
That's a
guy that
big,
was in the
big boy.
Reacher season 3.
That's right. Big,
Yeah.
big boy. Big boy. I don't even know where you get a man that big. That
And
we don't need those. We put that back.
Zangief,
Put
I
that
hope,
away.
has quite a role because he's a very fun character. He's actually a very smart, learned character. Reads a lot of books.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
No,
He
there
just
could be
happens to
humor
be a
with that.
giant of a man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds cool. Yeah. No, that's cool. And Russian and very nice. This guy will pull that off,
Russian.
no problem. E Honda.
This was the one
Now,
you didn't like. This is the one you didn't like.
because
Just
I know
because he's
him.
not a sumo.
Goto-san is a national treasure,
Yeah.
right over here.
Been wrestling for a long time.
Long time. Matter of
North
fact,
Dakota.
is this the guy who in America was playing the Great Muta? I think
No.
not him. It's a different guy.
That's Kenji Muto.
Okay.
Kenji Muto is doing it.
But I am the guy's a wrestler and he's been doing it forever. He knows how
Yes.
to move, so I'm not concerned about that. But the problem is he's a little teeny guy.
He's
Okay,
not a
I've
sumo
actually
wrestler.
no,
He's not E Honda.
I've seen him in person. right? I've seen this guy in person. He comes up to my belly button.
Oh, dear.
He's not that small.
This is a teeny
He's a
human.
damn midget, is he?
He's real small, real small. Most of them are. But then the problem is
Which is weird because there's plenty of sumos who aren't.
plenty.
They're big
This guy
boys.
is 5'9".
No, he's a midget.
Well, in wrestling terms, that means he's probably 5'5".
Yeah, he's about five.
Because
He's about
they
my wife's
always
height.
overbill.
No,
He's
he is
taller
about
than
my-
me.
No, he's not. That's bullshit, dude. He's about my wife's height. He's not 5'9". He's not. That's a lie.
That's just how they do it in
I've
wrestling.
seen
They've
this
always
guy.
done that.
I've actually seen this guy. But you're right. You have in Japan there are a lot of sumo, and Honda doesn't need to say much.
No, he needs to slap.
Yeah,
Real fast with his
so
hands. That's
just
what we
get
need.
an actual sumo, right?
He's the most annoying character in the history of fighting games, is what he is. Because
Although-
you just do the one move over and over again, and you win. It's hard to beat it.
What this selection tells me, though, is they plan on having Honda talk a lot because this guy's great on the mic. He's really good on the
Maybe.
mic. Yeah.
Maybe.
Matter of fact, where I saw him was in Tokyo, and they had this big event where they're promoting some upcoming wrestling thing out in the public, and they had mics and they were talking, and a lot of people are gathered as they're moving down the street is what they were doing. He was the one doing 90% of the talking. So Honda must be going to speak a lot in this movie, and that's what we got. So we've got a couple of new ones. This guy's new.
Oh, they
nice.
didn't have. This
New.
this isn't the whole cast because they don't have Guile in there, or did I just not see him?
It's not in there, I guess. We do have a list up here that we did cover before.
Momoa was on there,
and we had seen Guile. We also know that somebody is playing Blanca. Who was that? Was that Batista?
It's Momoa. Jason Momoa.
Oh, Jason
playing
Momoa.
Blanca.
That's right.
And Cody Rhodes is playing Guile. And it's funny because Cody Rhodes is in The Naked Gun. He has a little part in there as a bartender.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason Momoa right there, and Cody Rhodes, of course. And we also have the Vidit Jamwal is playing Dalsim, which we thought he was okay. He's a pretty boy, though. He's a real pretty boy.
Good looking.
A bit too pretty for Dalsim.
So beautiful.
No, he's a pretty dude. I was like, I don't know.
He was feeling things. He said, "Wait a minute, what? You're too pretty." No.
Well, no, I mean for Dalsim,
handsome.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, Dalsim needs to be very. I think the word is lithe. He needs to be that nice and long, lean, not a lot of thickness.
Nah, he's. We thought he was a little bit too built, didn't we?
Yeah, he's too jacked.
Yeah, a little
very
bit,
handsome,
a little
man.
bit. Yeah, but I mean,
very handsome,
Very Indian.
but
and,
very
well,
Indian.
and that's great. They're gonna, of course, they'll put him in makeup and do some stuff, but he's just a bit
Shave
too
his head.
pretty for Dalsim, I thought. Here's a better view of Dalsim, I think. Whatever. Cool.
Yoga Fire. I like Dalsim. He's fun. Yoga Fire.
But the main point being is this movie looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. They're taking it very seriously with their casting. Like I said, I've seen a bunch of set photos and cast photos, and everyone's smiling, happy, and they just seem to be having a great time. So that's awesome.
I said it, Chester. I think we might be in the video game era where we actually get good video game movies.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
That'd be nice.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been rough out here.
Yeah.
Because they've been trying to make these for a long time, and they have sucked a dookie.
Yes, they have. Yeah, no, Dave, I agree. Zangief is a great choice. It is an odd pick for E Honda. I agree. Will he be a cameraman when he's not fighting for a side job? Maybe. It sounds like David really knows Street Fighter, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We found him. We found the guy who knows it because I don't know Street. You give me Mortal Kombat lore, I'll get in there with you, but not Street Fighter.
Yeah. Now this guy,
Tekken was my jam.
I like Tekken too.
I do believe this is one of the guys from RR, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
No.
He
just happened.
I'd recommend I remember those two handsome fellas anyway because I have a shirt of them.
Yeah, he's the third handsome Indian. We found 3 of them
Yeah.
in all of the country. They found 3
Two
of
of
them.
them are in Arara. One of
Yeah.
them's questionable.
Yeah, yeah.
That is a great movie, though. I love Arara.
Me too. My wife loves it too. She really loves it.
So
It's just
ridiculous.
fun. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, he's pretty much only done. He's
And
only
weirdly
done
good with its
Indian
theming.
stuff.
Yep, Bollywood boy. I mean, he's pretty
Yeah.
enough. Get
No, it
him over
definitely
here.
is. But
Listen, if we're gonna bring back beautiful women, then the women can have nice looking men. I'm fine with
sure.
that. But can I
What's
have
wrong with
beautiful
that?
women in my movies again, please?
Well, we
Can
got
we
him.
please work
This
this out?
movie's
I
got a bunch of
know.
pretty
We'll
girls.
see them. They're coming. I
Yeah.
made that joke to my wife the other day. I said, "See, you're allowed to have pretty women in movies again." She said, "Yeah, but they got big boobs." I was like, "No, they don't. They don't."
No,
Because
it's
she's
No.
got
okay.
really big boobs, so it bothers her that all these chicks are itty bitty
Baby
titty committee.
steps. Okay.
Itty bitty titty committee, folks.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
anyway, great news. I will keep covering it here, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, this is very interesting. Now, Booster, you're a video game guy. You ever played
Mhm.
Helldivers?
I actually haven't played Helldivers, but I know a wee bit about it.
Yeah. Now, Helldivers was a mega hit.
Yeah.
It dropped
Yep.
like thunder, and people were having a good time. Of course, Helldivers is basically taking the book that we have Starship Troopers from, right?
Yep.
And that it's basically Starship Troopers, and people loved it. There was some pushback by the wokies to try to woke it up, and they got throttled, and then not throttled. But anyway, there was some controversy, but it was a mega hit,
Yes.
and good for them. And it went from mega hit to absolutely dead in one update.
Yep. Helldivers 2 Into the Unjust update facing major backlash. This is one of the biggest fumbles in the history of
Yep.
gaming. They went from what should have been a new tentpole franchise, the
Yep.
Helldivers 2, how big it was, to within a few months, it was just irrelevant. Nobody cared anymore. And it was
Yeah,
because they just kept doing stuff to drive away their fan
they
base.
have.
Their fans
And
kept telling them they don't like this, don't do this, don't do that, and they just kept insisting upon it. For nobody wins, guys. Like what happens is you get these people, these game developers who get this idea of what they want the game to be, and they just will not budge. It happened for a decade in World of Warcraft,
yeah,
and people kept telling them this is stupid, this is wrong, stop it, nobody wants this,
Games
and they just
Workshop
wouldn't budge.
is
Yeah,
another
won't
example.
Now
budge.
the most played MMO of all time is Final Fantasy.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it is. No, it definitely is.
Mm.
And That's an interesting story in and of itself. But
Mhm.
Now this headline here, Helldivers 2 into the unjust update phasing major backlash. That is the understatement of the century.
Mhm.
I'm gonna guess
Mhm.
something was nerfed.
Oh
Something
my,
beloved was
no, it's
nerfed.
so much worse than that. But
But
before I get into what, because they've literally killed their game. Before I get into that, why don't you give us a preface of this a little bit, Booster?
a preface of this game.
Yeah.
So Helldivers 2 is basically a game where you play as some army dudes, you drop in, kill some bugs to defend an area, then you get extracted back out again. There's friendly fire, you can murder all the people, and yeah, it's a gay time. I would say that the reason that there's so much contention between the player base and the developers is because the idea that the developers have for this game is that they want people to kind of struggle holding off waves of enemies, while players kind of want to be OP and blast the shit out of things without too
Right.
much
That's right.
That's right.
resistance, right? They want to
Right.
be like Doom, but the developers want you to be like Last Man Standing
Right.
Right.
and panicking.
Right.
So
And
a lot of the contention that's created around this game is nerfs, constant nerfs,
Yeah.
which is never a good idea. People
No.
don't like to have their toys nerfed. What they should do is bring in more challenging enemies.
Yeah.
That's well.
World of
That
War,
requires thought
right. And World
and
of
different time.
Warcraft did a lot of that and pissed off their game
Yes,
base.
they have
Diablo
a
has done a lot of that, where Path of Exile has not. And
they
look at
have
the
a
success.
saying in WoW in the WoW community is no fun allowed. Anytime
No
something
fun
really fun is
allowed.
accidentally squeaks its way into the game, well, we can't have that. Can't have to
And
get that out of here.
for you tabletop role players out there, Dungeons and Dragons is a perfect example
Yeah.
of that.
No fun allowed.
No fun allowed. But now keep in mind there's more to it than that. This game you can also create your own little league, like battalion groups. You can design your own banners and flags, and you do all kind of stuff in the game. That's very interactive, and it leads itself into replayability and longevity. You would think.
Right. One would
So
imagine.
one would imagine good ideas, right? I mean, this has been worked out by the numbers by now, right? We've been doing
Right.
this long enough that they know how to make a successful game. However,
You
and
would think.
you would think. Now, keep in mind the developers and the lead guy, I can't remember his name offhand. They fully admit their fuck up, 100%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yep, we screwed up. So at least you have that. However, here's some of the performance meltdowns. Why don't you cover those, Thunder
Yeah, go ahead, Booster. I'm
or
not
Oh,
in my computer.
alright. Performance meltdown then. Across Reddit and X, players are venting about technical problems that make the game hard to play. Frequent crashes, sometimes every other mission.
Oof.
Ooh. Severe frame rate drops, especially in
Exactly.
caves.
20
Poor optimization on
FPS, dude.
PS5.
Yeah.
Ooh. Poor optimization on PS5 and the new Xbox. Audio glitches, bugs like stratagems misfiring or dropping in the wrong place.
Right.
One post on Reddit with the okay, so this update is bad thread over. So this isn't just a nerfing issue or balance issue. This is
Yeah.
just like the game will barely run issue.
Yes.
Constant loading screen crashes, 20 FPS in the hive caves, and audio
Wow.
bugs so loud and frequent I have to play the game on mute just to hear myself think. Not to mention the update itself added enemies that are annoying to fight and glitchy as hell. Not fun and interesting to combat, like the bugs already in the game. Oh, and if you like the light armor pen weapons, just throw them in the trash. Not a single bug you find in the gloom will take damage without med pen or light above.
Wow.
Oh my.
Wow.
Oh my.
And also, the game's install file all up is 140 gigabytes.
Damn.
Goodness gracious.
Damn.
Do you guys
dude.
know why games are that big?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tell us.
Uncompressed WAV files.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. We covered that.
You can use MP3s and have a much smaller size if you compress them,
Yeah.
and
And no one would
you
know.
make language packs optional.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But instead,
But they
they
won't.
insist on these massive audio files and these massive texture packs, and it bloats the crap out of this game. Sekiro is a 12 gigabyte game, and that came out in 2019.
Mhm.
That's right.
That shocked me.
Yeah, no, we covered that a few months back about the issue with that. People are complaining. There was an article on it. It's a big deal, and it doesn't. It's one of those things that doesn't need to be so. It's corporate.
The
It's
cell phone.
corporate bloat and stupidity.
You should be able to have
Own goal.
You should be able to have hundreds of games on a 1 terabyte hard drive,
You should.
but
Yes.
you
Yeah.
can't. You can
But-
have about 10 maybe. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's why
Ridiculous even.
that's why I have 20
Ridiculous even.
terabytes on my computer.
Oh
My
lord.
goodness. Listen to this rich man. He's rich, folks. He's got money. He's telling you right
I
now.
have 2 terabytes and I thought I was doing good.
No, then I said, "What are?" Because I bought myself a really badass motherboard. I mean, Jesus, this thing, dude. And it had a whole bunch of extra little ports there, and I was like, "Hey, what do those do?" And they said, "Oh, you could put the cards in there." I was like, "Okay, do that.
Get him in there. Load it up.
Get them in there. What are you doing?"
But
But
all sorts.
yeah, but they talk about the PS5, the consoles not being optimal. Actually, Xbox is the main culprit here. They're having a hard time optimizing to Xbox. But here is more of the unfun. Go ahead.
No fun allowed.
No fun allowed. Unbalanced and unfun. Even when the game runs, players say the design feels punishing rather than challenging. Complaints include burrowing enemies that erupt between squads, leaving them little room to react. So they just get in your face
Yeah.
while you're trying
Yep.
to shoot something else. Spawn rates that flood players with bile spewing and armored bugs. Poor visibility in caves, leading to cheap deaths from hidden hazards. So it's not so much that it's challenging, it's just cheap.
Yeah, cheapness. That's the thing that'll drive me away from a game immediately. I'll play a game that's hard as long as I feel like it's fair. If it's
Yeah.
cheap and it's killing me, I'm out. I'll get pissed off and quit.
Yeah. My only gripe is that the burrowing enemies are more annoying than they are a challenge. I wish there was a way to hit them while they're underground, so they get out of the way of fire and then they come and hit you.
Yeah.
Some call the
Not
patch
fun.
cheeks, as in butt cheeks, I'd imagine, or a mess with veterans stepping away until fixes arrive.
Wow. And this is a response from Arrowhead.
Yep.
Shams Jajani, is that the fella's name?
Yeah.
That's a
That's why I
name.
didn't remember it.
That is ridiculous. He admitted that the problems are serious on Discord, telling players 100% get it. Performance is something we've talked about a ton today. It's not good enough. A fix for some of the most immediate things is being prepped. He also pointed to technical debt from Xbox ports as a major factor and said fixes are being prepared, though the studio prefers bundling them with content instead of releasing
Of course
standalone
they do.
performance
Of course
patches.
they do.
Bet they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it costs some money to
Yeah.
release something.
It does. It costs several dozen grand. I imagine. I think they said about $20,000 to $50,000 just to update something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's mental. However, players aren't convinced. Many argue balance issues and performance bugs should have been addressed before dropping such a large update. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Mhm.
we've seen this argument here for what, a decade? They keep doing these big AAA companies, and not AAA because this is indie, right? But
Yeah.
they've been just throwing out content that's not finished. Now, of course, one of the worst perpetrators of such crimes is a little company called Bethesda. Microsoft
Yes.
buying them did not help.
That little tiny indie startup known as Bethesda. Yeah, those guys
Hmm.
can't put out a game that isn't so full of bugs. You literally, Chester. I was playing Starfield,
Yeah.
which I know that's on me, but I
It
played
is. It is.
Starfield, and at one point in the main city, the main hub, the ground disappeared, never came back. That was just my game now. That part had no
Now,
ground in it. I couldn't go there.
as much as I'm sick of the Unreal Engine, I wish they would just switch to it because their
Yeah.
engine is on life support.
They're stubborn. They are
It
stubborn.
was outdated when they put out Skyrim, for goodness sake.
Mm-hmm.
But the mood of the community itself, and there's a bunch of comments here from people, but and the problem is, of course, there is no update in sight. Actually, go ahead and finish the article.
So what do we got? While a portion of the fan base still enjoys the tough fights and new enemies, the dominant tone across forums is anger and disappointment. Players expected the chaos of Helldivers 2 to be fun. Instead, they're battling crashes, lag, and overwhelming bugs in the worst sense.
And then we get a bunch of commentary from some selected comments from the community here. At Pilestead, hey, so Helldiver 2 isn't a game I expect to have S tier optimization, but my guy, I don't know what's going on now, but I can't even get my Hellpod to touch the ground on PS5 without the game completely crashing. Last night I was good. Has there been a bad update since then? Yeah, there has been. Yeah, there has been. Yeah, go ahead and read this one, Thunder.
Wow, at Arrowhead or Nix software, Nix, how do you say that?
Nixes.
Or somebody needs to address Helldivers 2 on Xbox. I'm sure it's on all platforms, but it's bad for me right now. For this last update and content, it ran so good. Now not good at all. At least half of, I think that's supposed to say, if not more, of the games have been bugged.
Yeah, lots of
That's not good.
bugginess. Lots of
There's
bugginess.
the truth of the matter is the reason why people get so upset at this stuff is because there's no excuse. The money that they've made off of this game, they have enough to handle Q&A. They have enough to handle testing and all these things
because
for
they
these
made money.
patches before they put them out, and they're not doing it. And there's no excuse. You can't put out one that has these kind of problems and be like, "Yeah, we really tested it rigorously." No, you didn't. You're lying. You're clearly lying. You just are. Because we know for a fact that it can be done. You can, in fact, put content out for a concurrent game that doesn't destroy it. I've seen it. It can happen.
Yeah.
This exact same thing happened to Risk of Rain when they got bought out by Gearbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great game. It was a lot of fun, but then all of a sudden someone decided that all of the physics and speed should be attached to the frame rate, and then the game just went to hell.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not a smart move.
Just to give you
Yeah.
some information on the success of Helldivers 2 when it came out and before this problem. Well, they've been having, as Thunder mentioned, other problems, but they have sold 15 million copies.
Ooh.
The game has made total of $1.35 billion. The net revenue, meaning after all their costs and everything like that, is at least $400 million in pocket.
That's mental.
And this doesn't even cover transactions
That's
or
right.
monthly revenue. That's just sales. They have plenty of money. Plenty.
It's like taking the absolute piss.
Yep. But this last statement here, I think, is the most important one. Why don't you read this, Booster?
From Brother.
Yeah.
Bingus.
Brother, I've never seen a game destroy itself with one update quite like the newest Helldivers 2 update. In one night, I went from having rarely crashed ever to crashing every other mission. And that's ignoring the fact that new content isn't that great and very unfun. Brutal. So just crashing.
Crashing like crazy, buggy as hell, and they nerfed the hell out of it to make it more difficult because
They should have tests for that.
They should. Yeah. This other one, this new Helldiver 2 update kind of sucks balls, got to be honest. Well, thank you, John Peanut. That was insightful.
Balls.
Yeah, but of course, this is shocking to me because I just read off the money they've made. This is insane amount of money, and they should be continually raking the money. But this right here has collapsed the game. And with just one dumbass update, and we see it all the time. Like for instance, if we remember for years, right? People were on CD Projekt Red, the Witcher creators, and of course that's been a mega successful series. And there's Cyberpunk, and the simple fact is, there was so much pressure from the fans that their suits said, "Get it out now," and they're like, "Dude, it's not ready. Do it now." And they did, and they shouldn't have, because what a disaster that was.
Well, they tried to make a first-person shooter in the same engine as their third-person shooter game with the total lack of knowledge.
Right, and it's dumb. I don't want a first person. I want a third person anyway. But now they have fixed it since, but that's the problem. A lot of these companies come out with crap, they drop it on you, and they use your money to go and make a game complete. Except for Bethesda, who just sucks and doesn't give a shit what you think anyway. I really don't know why anyone buys Bethesda things anymore.
Todd Howard is just out there hustling.
He is, and he's making money for the Microsofts.
Hey, why don't you buy Skyrim from me for the 10th time?
Yes.
Yeah? Does that sound good to you?
Yeah. Well, all of a sudden we went to what was that, Simpsons? But
yes, Mr. Howard.
Mr.
I will
Howard.
purchase Skyrim.
Good. But anyway, this is sad because Helldivers was kind of a nice injection of love into the video game world. Because keep in mind, we do cover a little bit, but not as much as movies and TV stuff. But everything has been attacked by these wokies, including video games, to an incredible degree. And having a game like this come out that was just pure raw fun in the face of it, was great. Even though it's not the type of game I play, I appreciated it. And how you just by what? This is just stupid greed that you drop and do this, because there's no, and at least they're admitting it, but there's no reason for this. There's no reason. You've made a lot of money. What you needed to do was secure the future of that money. But in the end, the investors and the people involved, they've made their bank. What do they care? I guess.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
400 million is a lot of money.
Yes.
I wish I had 400 million. I could do something with that.
I would.
I wish I had $10 right now.
10
No
bucks?
one. Not a
Yeah.
single person on planet
Yeah, can you
Earth that
PayPal me?
isn't married to me would see me again if I had $400 million. I would disappear into a hole, and I'd be very happy.
Yeah, no,
Very, very
you get
happy.
a lot of money. And because I understand personally the building up of finances and getting it, and I worked my ass off for decades to get where I am personally, and $400 million is just such a distant thought for me,
Yep.
right? I mean, but yet they have that in hand, and all they had to do was maintain it. If the update wasn't ready, because it clearly wasn't, then just hold off. And it's the same thing we see done. Like a good example of this, I think, is Maxis, right? And the opposite being Path of Exile, right?
Yep.
Maxis, of course, the people who do The Sims, right? They completely lost SimCity. That was taken over by City Skylines. They've lost it. It's gone, right? But they've managed to hold on to The Sims, although there is some competition threat coming in, which is great. But what Maxis does is they'll come out with some lame ass shit and things just to make little money here and there, and they do. But then they'll come out with some interesting thing. Like, oh, here's some new mechanics, here's some, wizards or whatever, some interesting
Right.
thing. But the problem is they drop it, and then what it does is it destroys every other DLC before it. It just doesn't function. And then it takes them a year to semi-patch, and they never fix anything actually. Maxis. Whereas Path of Exile will have its updates and DLC and things like that, and it always comes in smoothly. I haven't heard of any of this nonsense with mega bugginess or kind of nonsense with that group. And those guys, of course, for like those true gamers that love that kind of RTS type. Well, it's not RTS, I guess. It's what do you call it? The
Isometric.
isometric. Thank you. The isometric game. Um, those guys love what they do, and you can tell.
Mhm.
And if you're a person that plays Diablo and you're not playing Path of Exile, what the hell is wrong with you?
Path of Exile 2 is fantastic.
It
I've
is
been playing quite a bit
freaking
of that.
phenomenal, dude.
I got bored. That's why I stopped playing it. And the main reason is because I haven't really liked Diablo since Diablo 2. I tried to. I liked it when they brought the Crusader in Diablo 3, but I just think they don't have any classes that interest me. That's the
No,
main
so
reason.
therefore
Torchlight
go
2?
play Path of Exile.
No, I'm talking about Path of Exile. They
Oh,
don't have
okay.
any classes that interest me.
Oh, I
Have
see.
you played Path of Exile 2?
Yeah, well, I played some of
Oh.
it, but I don't know if they've added anything since then.
There is a learning curve though.
It's really good.
It is.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just not for me.
Yeah,
I
no,
would
I
rather there
understand
be
that.
more.
Have you played Torchlight 2?
Oh,
Yes,
Torchlight is
I own
great. I love
Torchlight.
Torchlight, dude. Yeah, I own that too.
It was, but then they started getting bought out by like Perfect World and shit, I think, and then Torchlight 3 and anything after that just felt like a mobile
No, it's
game.
garbage.
It's very
Yeah.
unfortunate.
No, but Torchlight
Very
2 is a
unfortunate.
great fun game though, dude. It is
It's
really
great.
good.
It's fantastic.
That's one of the few games I actually played in totality.
Mhm.
Yep.
Because I ended up not doing that a lot. But Path of Exile, I think the only problem I have with it is there is a severe learning curve. It's really you got to get in and pay attention and study and
Yes.
It's
watch
quite
a bunch
tough.
of.
That's why I
It
like
is
it.
tough, yeah, but it's beautiful and it like once you learn and the combinations you could pull off. Oh my god, that game is so epically good,
It has a
and
lot of depth. A
it
lot of
does,
depth.
it does, and some of those boss
Very
fights.
inspired by Final Fantasy X with
Yeah.
that big grid.
Oh yeah, yeah. And some of you'll get through some of the fights. The mini boss fights are not too rough, but then you'll run into a boss fight that is almost like a, Dark Souls,
It's
right?
very Dark Souls inspired with those bosses.
Yeah, but they're hard, dude. They're hard. Even Elon Musk can't fake his way through
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I saw a CG video of him pretending to play that game. It was very
Yeah, so
embarrassing.
did I. That was Asmongold. I was watching it. Yeah, but
Uh,
because the thing with it is, I played Path of Exile when it first came out. And it was not like it is now. It was more of a kind of third person MMO. It wasn't isometric. It wasn't. I mean, of course, you can scroll out, but that's what it was. It was just a simple little thing. And I was like, I think we had Conan before the original MMO release was out around the same time, and that was better. I preferred to play that. However, during my hiatus away from Path of Exile, it became an isometric Diablo-esque game. I didn't know this, but I was watching Asmongold, and he was all excited about the second one. I was like, okay, I watched some stuff. Oh, that's neat. Then he started playing it, and of course, it was kicking his ass. But Asmongold's not a very good gamer, actually. But nevertheless, I was like, So I went and played it. Dude. I love that game.
Big fan?
Oh yeah.
Big fan.
That's my kind of game. Yeah.
What do you play?
Um, well, I mean, you're asking me if I actually don't die constantly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what character? What class?
Yeah. Well, I am working myself through as many as I can, trying different things. I watch a lot of videos, and I try to get better at things and, you know, not suck completely. But I think, hmm,
I quite like the witch. I like summoning little minions.
yeah, no,
Minions.
I think I know this is gonna be lame, but I think I like the sorceress best.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Fun
No,
time.
I think I was playing the Witch too. I think that was the one I
Yeah.
played mostly. Witch.
The warrior's okay, but I don't think I haven't tried. See, there's a huntress. I haven't tried that. I haven't tried the witch or the druid. I did the mercenary. Um,
Yep.
with very little. And recently, of course, a few weeks ago, because I don't get a lot of time to play, I did try to play a monk. But so I haven't played them all.
Mm,
But I would say the one I like best is I guess sorceress. Yeah.
mm. Casting spells.
How about you?
I like my monk quite a bit actually. I like that. A lot of swinging attacks. Good mix of like magic and dex attacks. But I really like my witch just spamming all the little minions to do my bidding, so I can stay
Yeah,
back.
yeah. That I've seen a lot of videos on the witch, and this is a pet class, right? Oh, there's
Yeah,
another class I missed. What's the other one? Because there's 8, right? Ranger. I haven't played that one either.
yeah, yeah.
I haven't played that. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying the game. It is tough. I've only been playing it for I don't know 6 weeks, 2 months maybe. But I am enjoying it. And but the sorceress is a lot of. I usually like spellcasters. But I didn't, like I said, I played the original Path of Exile, and then it changed itself into an isometric game. Never played it. But dude, the learning curve on this game is insane, though. Especially like the chains, like you get and you can have like skill chains and those kind of things
Mhm.
are very very serious. You can
Mhm.
My sorceress will not be anything like your sorceress, which I love.
Yeah,
I love that, right?
yeah. There are an insane number of build varieties.
Yeah, it's really really cool. It's one of the more elaborate ones. I play a lot of MMOs, and of course they have that same kind of feel. I think the one I've been playing here the most is the oh, what's that one? The Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah, I play that probably most in the past couple of years. A few
Mhm.
years, and of course that has a good skill tree and other things involved in it as well. But Path of Exile makes it look like a freaking kindergarten game.
Yep.
But nevertheless, you know, Helldivers 2, shame, dude, pure shame.
Damn.
Let's move on to something that I know Booster knows a lot about.
Oh.
Knight Rider movie rumored to launch Airwolf and $6 billion man shared universe. Oh my lord.
Oh
I don't know if that
no.
comment was sarcastic because we did actually get to Knight Rider in this country.
Oh yeah, no, it was that was internationally syndicated. It was. It even had it here in Japan. I know we spoke to Johan, and they had it in Indonesia. This got around the world. Airwolf also something my wife
Airwolf,
saw.
I'm afraid I have no idea what that is.
It's Knight Rider with a helicopter.
He must have a lot more trouble catching the bad guys in that.
A little bit,
Just,
yeah, a little bit.
get up here!
But it had the coolest theme song though, and it was badass looking helicopter as you can see here. And of course, earlier than that, $6 billion man.
Yeah.
Of course, $6 million man at the time originally. However, they were
inflation.
inflation, right? Elrod was actually joking about this on last week's Drone Recorded show, and I thought it was just humor, but it's not. It's a real thing. They're literally going to try to create a universe around Knight Rider, Airwolf, and the Steve Austin. I don't know if it's going to be him or somebody else, but the $6 million man.
There
I don't
been a
know.
successful shared universe outside of Marvel? I
Harry
guess
Potter?
the King Kong. But
Kinda?
Harry Potter is its own chain of movies, though.
I'm talking
that's a
about
series.
Fantastic Beasts.
Oh, that's just more sequels and prequels. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
And also, those movies kind of flopped, didn't they? They only
They
put out
did.
3 of them.
They
then
did. No, Marvel
dipped out.
is Marvel, maybe Star Wars a little bit, but they kind of flopped too, didn't they?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
no.
see it happening, and I especially don't see this generation caring about any of these properties.
Well,
Like, I highly doubt they have any idea who Knight Rider is, or $6 billion man,
but that could be a good
or
thing
million
though.
rather.
If it could be a good thing if they play into that. Now, what if we have a cyborg guy who has a flying car?
Yeah.
Maybe.
As long as he throws sewer grits at people, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. But having the $6 billion man, Steve Austin, of course, redoing that for the modern thing without it, not woking it up, just doing it seriously. I could see that working. They would have to retone the entire thing though, completely retone it. When I
Yeah.
was a little kid, though, because keep in mind the difference between the $6 Million Man and Knight Rider is literally a decade, right? But because I grew up with it, I was the perfect little kid age for $6 Million Man. I loved it. I had the little play set where you had the Steve Austin doll, and you could look through his eye, and you could replace the cybernetics, and he has little healing chamber and stuff like that. I loved that as a little kid. I adored it. So but the tone of that show was super 70s. And that isn't going to work today, that tone, because people are degenerate now.
Yeah. No one can appreciate camp.
Yeah, and it was also rather wholesome, right? So you would have to do something completely different. They have tried to reboot the $6 Million Woman a couple of times. One they actually put to film a little bit, but it bombed horribly because I mean, why we don't want to see some chick? What the hell, dude? Anyway,
Nobody asked for this.
no one asked for
Yeah, I
that.
hate
Yes,
women.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough. But I do. I like women. But I just thought
What?
this was the
That's
weirdest thing.
gay.
I don't know what to say about it. I just put it here because I don't know what to say.
There's just nothing you can say. It's kind of like when they tried to launch the MonsterVerse with that Mummy movie, or what do they call it, the Dark Universe or something.
Yeah, but that made more sense to me though.
Yeah, and the movie was fine actually. If you ever watched that Tom Cruise Mummy movie, it's
It's
actually
fine.
not bad. But
Dracula Untold. Yeah, I don't mind it.
the idea is not strong. Even though when you go back in movie history, it was the first one to do it. Was that particular, like those movies, the Mummy and the Dracula and the werewolf movies? They all had like a weird shared situation where they'd show up in each other's films for a minute, but it just didn't. Everybody wanted to ride Marvel's train, and the only one who ever actually got on the train, or on the tracks rather, was Marvel. Everyone else fell off. Nobody else has been able to successfully do it
because they didn't
and
have the patience.
They didn't have the patience for one. They also didn't have the treasure trove of endless stuff to pull from to make it work. All they had to do, the job wasn't difficult. It was very simple. Take the comic book shared universe and make it into movies. And by and large, for 10 years, that's what they did. And then they decided we needed to get real political with it because Feige's a retard.
Yeah.
And that was the end of that. I think it would have kept chugging along just fine had he not chased away all his audience by turning everything gay or to a chick. So,
Right. Well,
yeah.
hopefully we won't have that involved, and it looks like we might not, because here's the other kicker of the article. The people that are doing this, and this is a thing, this isn't speculation, this is happening, are the Cobra Kai people.
Interesting.
And that was a big smash hit. I didn't like it much. It was too CW for me, but my wife loved it. And they had a lot of success with Cobra Kai. So those people are the ones bringing in, try to bring back this nostalgia. I don't know. Cobra Kai worked by playing on the nostalgia. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that with this, though.
Well, Chester, you summoned me.
I did.
Oh no, it's the
You-
Tram Sam. You see,
That's a big part of it. Is Knight Rider fans are not going to accept anything other than that Trans Am.
That maybe.
They tried that. That was one of the reasons why
Ford Mustang and the new one.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why the 2009 reboot failed. The second thing is, and you guys already touched on it, is these guys don't know how to write those kind of shows. And doing a shared universe is a trick because, for those who don't remember, they actually tried that while Knight Rider was running and they couldn't get it off the ground. They had I forgot the character's name, but there was a character in season 2 that basically they did a 2-part episode to spin off to have this particular character get his own show and try to be like a connected, series.
Was it Car?
No, it wasn't Car. It was there was another guy. It was like he was a former Army Ranger. I forget the character's name. I think his name was like Dalton or something.
Well, I'll check it. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, it failed then. And bear in mind this: Knight Rider was canceled while it was still one of the highest rated shows in all of prime time. Not just on their network, but in prime time period.
Well, they kind of ran out of stuff to do, I think.
I don't know, because they kept finding new shit. But the idea of the shared universe,
Team Knight Rider, 1997, 98.
that was another one.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, Knight Rider without the Hoff has not worked.
No. Like I said last time, I really feel that Knight Rider is a thing of its time. It's not something that you can make work because at that time, you got to understand, car craze in America was a thing. These days, you do have a lot of enthusiasts that like to take old cars and repair them. There's many channels. There's many people who get into it as a hobby. But as America as a whole and the world as a whole, they just buy, these crappy, ugly looking foreign jobbies or even American stuff and just kind of A to B with their vehicle. They're not the same car culture we used to have. It exists, but it's not that level. Yeah, it's not like it was back in the 60s, 70s, 80s. It was a real serious thing, and we just don't have that these days. People aren't as drawn in by a car, the average person. The helicopter thing with Airwolf, which we haven't even talked about, and the premise of that show was dumb as shit. Although it had a good theme song, and Stringfellow Hawk is one of the best named character names of all time. But
I know Ernest Borgnine.
That's right. Really, out of these three, the $6 million man, or $6 billion man now, I guess, makes the most sense to me. But what I would do is do kind of a universal soldier play, right? Whereas this has been going on for decades and decades, and it's grown up to be this. There are many cybernetic individuals, even full-on robotic issues with characters, which the show did introduce. And you have one that escapes the bureaucracy of it and starts fighting against the evil. That might work. A little bit of the Universal Soldier play. But I don't know. This is a baffling thing. And these Cobra Kai guys that are on 100%, they're talking about it. They're out there talking. They're excited about it. So I don't know, man.
If that's the one, like, I guess, sliver of hope I could say that I have, because I don't know anybody, even Karate Kid fans, who was looking for a fucking Karate Kid spinoff.
Yeah.
And these guys took something, and I mean, the blow up that it had was freaking astounding. I mean,
Yeah.
especially considering where it started. It started as a freaking YouTube Red program.
Yeah.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I forget
Eh,
about that
yeah.
constantly.
Yeah, that was YouTube Red when they was trying to get people to fucking.
The
They was
Cobra
trying to
Kai
find
thing.
ways to get people to. Yeah, Cobra
Huh.
Kai
First
started
season
as
was
on
before
YouTube
it was
Red.
picked up by Netflix
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
because
I
YouTube
think I do
Red went
vaguely
under.
remember that. Yeah. Yeah.
and it was so good. The word of mouth about that show got out from people who watched it on YouTube, and it became this huge thing. And hey, look, back in the day, that's how a lot of things used to blow up.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So if anybody out there understands that, I gotta say it's these guys. That's, like I said, that's where the
Yeah.
one sliver of hope comes in, because they seem to understand that, where all these other coke snorting, fentanyl taking, child fucking executives in Hollywood don't seem to understand.
Sure. But do you think they can take, say, Airwolf, and they can do the kind of, you know, cheeky, campy fun they did with Cobra Kai, though? I don't
Yeah,
know that it translates the same way, dude.
I don't know
It
if
must be
I don't know.
expensive to record to rent a helicopter and record that, surely.
They'll CG it. You know they will.
Oh.
Yeah, they'll definitely do that, dude. That's definitely the cheaper way. And Dave, I'm not sure if how much Bethesda is behind Elder Scrolls Online. I don't know. I do enjoy it. It's not buggy at all. Works just fine. So, it is what it
I
is.
don't think it's their same team for
Yeah,
Elder Scrolls Online.
but it just works. But then again, I still play Champions Online. I still occasionally play City of Heroes Online. So you know, yeah, it is what it is. But there's
Hey,
not much
Hero, is
more.
that like a private server?
It is private server. Well, no, because Nexon actually saw the hype around it and all the love around it, and they were like, "Hey, cool," and they released the data and gave permission. Go ahead, do it. So
Oh, yeah.
it's City of Heroes is fully backed and not financially, but morally backed and supported by Nexon. So
I see.
rock
Yeah.
on, rock on. Now this next one is our last article before we finish up, but it's an interesting one. Go ahead.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. We talked about this. Call of Duty movie aims for Top Gun Maverick level at Paramount. We said just a few weeks ago, we said there's nothing left out there for Disney or one of them to come in and cannibalize. The only big franchise that exists that hasn't been made into something like that is
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Well,
So here it
how about
comes.
that?
Well,
How about that?
my first question is this. I'm not an FPS guy. I don't like it. Right. I'm a
Yep.
third person guy. So I know absolutely nothing about Call of Duty other than it was one of the biggest video game franchises in history. I know nothing about it at all. So I'm kind of leaning on you guys for this article, but I knew it was a big deal, so I put it up here.
That's a big
Well,
deal.
you can blame Modern Warfare for a lot of games going the way they did with the whole cinematic approach.
Yes.
Because Modern Warfare was very successful for its single-player campaign, if you could believe. Because it
It
did
was.
have a very good single-player campaign, even though it was very heavily cinematic-driven. And a lot of games try to ape that for the longest time, and it made like the 2010s, early 2010s, insufferable for video games.
For these kind of games,
But
especially.
there is a massive narrative though that would be able to be turned into a movie.
Okay. So
Oh,
this game has as much narrative as, say, Gears of War?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
All
whole.
right.
believe it or not.
They still have the campaigns and the main releases. They're
Okay.
not very long, but
Yeah,
most of the
they're
people
more
who like
focused on the
them,
multiplayer.
Well, because
Because
I've
there's
yeah,
actually
actual
most of the
played
people
people
Gears
playing
of
it.
War
like.
because Ben was a huge fan of it, right?
Yeah,
So
Gears is
I
great.
played Gears of War
Yeah,
with
Gears
him,
is cool.
but I don't know anything about Call of Duty. I've never played it.
So the original Call of Duty, there was a time in the early 2000s where they kept pumping out shooters. First-person shooters
Yeah.
were really popular.
Right.
Obviously, that's when Halo popped in and took
Mhm.
over. But Call of Duty came out in that time frame, and what made it stand out was it was very oddly, it was actually really, really good at the campaign. The narrative, the storytelling, the sound stuff was all really praised at the time, and it was a very nice, tight story that they told. I believe the first game was based in World War II, like a lot of those games are.
Yes.
And they made a few of them like that, and then then the multiplayer stuff started to catch on because people forget back in the day, multiplayer was still very much a local thing. The internet hadn't really gotten the saturation that it has now, obviously, to where everybody could play online. At least not a game like that. I wasn't able to play Halo until a couple years into, right before Halo 3 launched. Actually, is when I started playing Halo online because I couldn't. I didn't have internet where I lived. I didn't have high speed internet. Um, so once I finally was able to get high speed internet, and it wasn't great. It was still fucking dog shit. Uh, I was able to play it. So a lot of people were like that. So the original Call of Duty games were very much just games. They had single player campaigns. They were decent in length, and they were very very well told stories that were praised at the time. That's what grew their franchise initially. Then multiplayer started kicking off, largely thanks to Halo, in a way that was far more mainstream. Because there was always on PC, a community with Unreal and Quake and all that
Sure.
that played online, and but it was very niche comparatively to what Halo turned it into, and then what Call of Duty has turned it into now. So much so that as they surpassed Halo in popularity and saturation, Halo tried to copy them, tried to ape them,
Right.
and I think it was a bad decision by Halo, in my opinion. It lost a lot of its original flavor of the Halo 2, Halo 3 era.
Yeah.
But regardless, that is so originally it did start as a story-based campaign that had I don't even know if the first game even had a multiplayer. It probably did, but I don't remember it for that.
Yeah.
But after that, it definitely did. And you also had Battlefield come out around the same time. You had a game franchise that has been completely abandoned, Medal of Honor, which was way bigger than Call of Duty originally. And it just died off for whatever reason. Killzone's
Right.
another example, just died
Oh, I
off.
love
They just don't
Killzone. I
make
play
it.
the hell out of that.
So it's just the one that won the first person shooter war. They even beat Halo out. Halo is a joke compared to
Yeah.
what it used to be. It's the one that won, and whether you like it or you don't, it's just the reality of the situation. And the last man standing gets the prize. So they became the biggest, arguably the biggest gaming franchise of all time. Call of Duty. It's up
And we
there.
saw what happened with that Halo show.
Oh
Oh,
gosh,
right,
yeah.
right.
But this could be
Such a
really
piece of
good,
shit.
especially if they have the people who made Maverick do it. This could be really good because there's a
Well,
lot of room to tell enough of a story with what makes Maverick work is the juxtaposition between the old and the new coming in, where they respect the old going out and it's still his film, but it's very obvious that he's trying to pass the torch, right?
right.
And they could potentially do that here. There's also some characters that are known, a lot of memes that the thing that they showed there is from a meme from Call of Duty, like Ghost and all these other characters that are well known enough that you could make a movie with them if you got the right actor to play it, and it would be fine. It's just basic war movies, which we haven't really had in a long time,
Right.
or like
Yeah,
good war
no,
movies.
that seems to make sense as far because I've always enjoyed the trailers.
Yeah,
They do
no,
have good
they're
trailer
well
Easter egg
made.
stuff. Yeah.
They're just short, and that's why I stopped playing them. They weren't worth my money anymore. Because if you want to play the multiplayer endlessly over and over and over and over and over again, which is what people do, great. They're going to give you that all day long. But the
They'll do
campaigns
that
were
again
like
and again.
but like 4 to 6 hours, I think, 4 to 8 hours at most.
Now
And to me,
that's
that's
too
not enough
short.
to justify. Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
enough to justify
Yeah.
buying a game.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong though, but wasn't COD the first game that you could actually make money as a video gamer on?
No, no. That was
Probably
probably
not, but it was probably gonna be like the first ones where you got like tons
the
of
big deals.
viewers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I
No,
don't mean like that. I
there
mean like
were
going to tournaments and winning prizes.
no. That was Quake. That was
No,
definitely
it,
Yeah.
Quake.
Okay.
yeah,
Quake tournaments.
Okay.
it was the fighting games, then Quake, then
Yeah,
probably some years later called Halo, then Call of
Halo had
Duty.
a big scene for a long time. I had one of my closest friends at the time used to play with all the Halo pros, and they
I'd
asked
much
him
rather play quick.
if he'd come with them, like come play with them, and he was like, "No, because I do this for fun. I don't want to do it for money. I think I would lose." He didn't want his life to be I'm a Halo player. That's what he said. That's not what I want to look back on because that's what I did with my life. Um, but he was really good, so I knew a bunch of those guys, and they were making at the time when Halo 3 was at its peak. They were making money. They were making a lot of money.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Call of Duty it's a huge franchise, and if they do
Yeah.
this right, this should be $1.5 billion movie, easy.
Well, I
If they
mean,
do it right.
it is a big franchise, so there's opportunity here. This is being picked up by Paramount.
Which
And
is
of course
fine.
with Activision. Now Activision we know means China. But
China.
then again, that could lean in our favor because China is
Yep.
certainly wants to make money, and they do tend to, with video games at least, not be woke. Um,
Right.
so we'll see. Because keep in mind,
Well,
like we have the new Spider-Man movie coming out. I didn't talk about it today, but Spider-Man from Sony is just absolutely flooding itself with girl bosses. It's going to be the
no,
most girly
no,
bossy movie we've ever seen, actually.
great.
So it's like they're not
Wonderful.
learning, they're not stopping. You have a new TV show out called Savant, and it's all, of course, you have this autism lady, I guess, who can
Yeah,
figure
I
out
saw it.
the evil white peoples and their
Yeah.
actions. And of course, she's got
Yes.
herself a black husband and black kids, even though he's the wrong type of black guy for that type of lady. But whatever,
Mhm.
it's just
Yeah,
pure
that is a
woke
hilarious
shit.
looking show.
Yeah, it's so woke. But I mean, it's not gone away. It's still here. But with Activision involved, it kind of, brings down a little bit of that worry, I think.
One of the great things about Call of Duty is yes, Activision. They've always, well, pretty much always been Activision. Uh, but they've largely dodged the bullet with that because it's still very much a dude bro franchise,
Yeah.
from
And
my
woke is
understanding.
illegal in China, just so you know.
So I don't think you're going to get that here. I think what you're going to get is a very basic, by the numbers war movie. But we haven't had one in so long. The closest is probably Top Gun Maverick. That is just a war movie. I think it'll resonate. Plus, it is Call of Duty. As long as they get it close, they're going to
Yeah.
make $1.5 billion. I'm telling you right now, they're going to make more than Mario did. They're going to make more than any other video game movie has ever done, and it's going to rival the comic book movies. That's
Yeah,
how
but
big this franchise is.
let
It's
me ask you a
huge.
question. And Grimlock, you can chime in as you like as well. Um, what look or what can they do to distinguish it as Call of Duty away from just being some random, Black Ops,
Well, Black
Black.
Ops is Call of Duty.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Um,
just some kind of standard military
I know what you're
action
saying. Yeah, I
movie
see what
in
you're
the
saying.
world. How do
I
they
don't think you
distinguish
can.
themselves?
You
What
can't
look?
because that's what it was made to be. It's made to
Yeah.
look like that, to be like that. Because
Okay.
remember, in the early 2000s, people forget they were making movies like that. There was a bunch of them of military movies. They're ratcheting up the propaganda for war, but we'll leave that alone. That's what they were doing. There was a whole bunch of them. Whether it was Black Hawk Down, which was the 90s, or We Were Soldiers, the Mel Gibson movie in Vietnam.
That
There's
was a
a
good one.
whole bunch of them from that era. Saving Private Ryan was right in that general era. A whole bunch of them from that era of just war movies, and we really haven't had them in a long time. Not
Well,
really. So,
you had to show Brothers in Arms that
Yeah,
Brothers in
was
Arms,
on
yeah.
HBO. That was really
yeah,
popular.
that
So
was
I don't
good
think you
too.
need to. I think you just need to let everybody know, hey, this is a Call of Duty movie. Maybe use a couple of the characters from the games, depending on what, because Call of Duty's gone through all different eras. They've done World War II. They've done World War One, I think, even, and they've done modern stuff, and even into the future. So you can. It just depends where they want to go. If I was them, I would go with Modern Warfare. I think that was the most successful campaign. It was phenomenal. Booster's correct. And I would stick with that, roughly that storyline, and just run with it from them if I was going to make. But they might just make up their whole own thing and just slap Call of Duty on it and get it, approximate it as much as they can.
I think what you'd have to do is make it campier or something, so people are like, "Oh, this is arcade. It's video game."
That's what
I
I
think that's the only way
was.
you
That's
can
what I
like
meant.
translate it into like a video game movie. Because out of all of those kind of realistic military shooter games, Call of Duty is far more arcadey than like say a
Yes, it is.
Battlefield.
Much more
Or
action oriented than it
right.
is
Well,
tactical oriented.
you remember the
Yeah.
show The Unit?
Yes.
Now that was a pretty good show. Has a
Yeah.
good acting in it. I'm assuming that they would have to go that direction.
Maybe. The thing with Call of Duty is you don't know. They could go. Black Ops is very much what you were talking about. It's more, well, Black Ops. It's less about warfare and more about like special operations.
Yeah, Jason Bourne maybe.
You could do something like that where it's more like special operations, like a SEAL team or whatever, or something like that. You could also do straight up what made Call of Duty really, really good is it was about soldiers, hence the name Call of Duty.
Just
And what they
following
did
a
in the original
platoon.
game,
I see.
yeah, what they did in the original game is basically that, but they did it from both sides. So you're in World War II, and you would have Russian soldiers, you would have British soldiers, you'd have Americans. Like that's what they did. You could do that. It wasn't a glorification. The original Call of Duty games was not a glorification of war at all. That wasn't the point. The modern ones, yeah, that's pretty much what they're doing. But the original ones really wasn't that. It was much more about, like he said, Band of Brothers, that kind of, this sucks. Nothing about this is good. Nothing about this is fun. We just have to get through it.
Yeah.
And
Band of Brothers was a
from
good show.
different perspectives. Yeah.
And
so I think you might get a more serious tone than you guys realize. I think they might. Honestly.
Well, see,
I don't know if they
what
should,
to think.
but I think you might.
Yeah, because I know, with like, say, one of you guys mentioned Saving Private Ryan, but I mean, which is a really, really good movie. But the first 20 minutes of that movie is the most intense 20
It's
minutes
so good.
in cinematic history,
It is.
without
It's phenomenal.
question. No one even touches it. If you could pull something like that off, wow,
They could.
wow,
They
yeah.
could with Call of Duty easily. They have a whole bunch of scenes. So one of the most controversial scenes in video game history is from a Call of Duty game where you are a terrorist and you murder a bunch of civilians in an airport. Just straight up. Now you don't have to.
Yes.
You have the option in the scene to not shoot your gun.
No
but
Russian.
You're with them. Yeah. You're with them, with the
very
group that do it.
controversial.
Yeah.
Extremely. It almost got them banned. And they did get them banned, I think, in Australia. They got them banned in a few countries, just that one scene. So I'm telling you, you can go dark with Call of Duty. The point of it is these are soldiers who answered the call of duty, hence the name. And you can go all sorts of places with it. It doesn't have to be anything other than whatever they want it to be. And I really think if they do it well, there's no reason it won't make a ton of money. I think we're in the video game era, boys. I think Hollywood has realized they're leaving money on the table by making these video game movies into ass water instead of just, giving a fuck. Just try giving a fuck. Try that one time and see what happens. And then you get Mario that makes $1.5 billion.
Right.
You get Minecraft that makes over $1 billion. Like, wait a minute. We tried and it worked. What a surprise.
And
Shenanigans.
Keep this in mind. This is under Sundance now, right? Or Skydance, sorry.
Skydance.
With Paramount. And they have been very clear that they are not doing the wokey stuff. They're very clear about it.
Yep.
They've already canceled a whole bunch of Star Trek projects that were supposed to be going on. There's a whole
Thank
bunch of
the
stuff
Lord.
going on. Yeah, no, I agree.
He is a merciful God.
Yeah, Skydance is very clear. Activision itself, which is not going to let go of those reins, I guarantee it, are also, they're not woke. So
well, they already got their a little bit of, which I still don't understand why they feel this way, but they clearly do. They got a little bit of shit in their eye when they made the Warcraft movie, and it didn't do what they thought it was going to do.
Though.
I do too. I think it's fine. And my wife liked that movie, and she didn't know anything about Warcraft. But they did get a little bit of shit in their eye because the only place that made any real money was China. So I would venture to guess that if they're going to put their biggest franchise on the line, they're not going to just, hand it over and let them do what they want to do. They're going to have a
Right.
very heavy hand in this production.
Well, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that with Activision. So there's not going to be a lot of black dudes. Fair enough.
Oh,
That's
no.
fine because they'll just hire some gay guy any fucking way. I'm tired of seeing that shit.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, the people in charge of this are not really on board with that. So
Right.
we'll see.
I'll believe that. I'll believe that when I see it.
Fair enough.
You know what I
Fair
actually
enough.
saw? So I don't know if any of you guys have watched the Terminalist show, the Chris Pratt show based on
I
the
watched
books.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
it's
first
good shit.
season's phenomenal. The second season he's not the main character in the second season, so at least not so far. It's the other guy, his buddy that's on the boat is the main character. It's kind of his backstory. But regardless, the reason why I mentioned this is because he mentioned, black men actually being men. And in the second season, one of the commanders is this big black dude, and he's, not a little queer boy. He's actually a man. And I said, "Oh, they do know those exist out there in the world. They can put them in stuff." So we've turned the corner, boys. We get hot women and we get men who are allowed to be men.
Yeah.
It's crazy that we have these things again.
Well, they do prefer the Twinkies, which is something that
Yes.
Booster taught me. I didn't know what a Twinkie was, but he taught me.
I was actually thinking about this the other day because of all the memes, I've been watching Dexter, and I was thinking about how fucking cool Dokes is.
Yeah.
And
Even
he's
though
a
he's
little...
memed into being an idiot, yeah.
Yeah, but he's great. He's so cool, though. I love Dokes. Even though,
Yeah, no, it's
spoilers,
good.
they kill him off like at the end of season 2, and now the show is just not as fun.
It's less so. Now it's less
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I hope this is good. I want the good video game movie era. I want it to continue. It's been great. We've gotten some fun movies. I want more. Please. Thank you, Hollywood. I will take
Thank you.
more as long as you don't fill this with garbage.
Yes.
Don't do it. Just make something fun. Like Naked Gun. Make a movie that's just a movie to be a movie. It can be done. I've
can
seen
be.
it. They've done it in 2025.
Roger is very happy to have Booster back on the show here talking with us. He said it feels like the past. Now he just needs Denali back.
2014. How long does he think this has been going on for?
It's
A very
been
long
like
time.
We've been going a
2019.
while, dude. It's longer than you think. But yeah,
Maybe
Denali,
2018.
that's a long time.
I don't
dude.
know. I don't know what Denali's up to. I haven't talked to him in a while.
No, I haven't
Pops
either.
up every now and again places, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah.
He's just out there doing his thing.
That's
He's out there
cool.
doing his thing.
Well, he and a few of the other guys back in the early days of this channel really wanted me to make this a major YouTube channel and become super famous and rich. And I was like, yeah, that's not really what I'm doing, dude.
Yeah, but
Doesn't
I
sound like
want to
a
be
good
rich.
I know you do.
I want to have money. I'm so broke.
You're still doing the tomato thing?
Booster,
Yeah.
marry an old woman. Just go find some old woman
Yeah,
with money
dude.
and marry
The
her.
problem is Magic did a
gigolo.
crossover with Final Fantasy this year. I'd never gotten into Magic, but now I did, and now I'm broke.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can't blame you.
Magic the Gathering?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. That is expensive.
Yeah, that was a bad idea.
You made a bad choice. You've made a wrong choice.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah,
But-
it is.
So you've made a bad decision.
But the good news is I win a few times.
That's good. If you're gonna waste your money, at least be good at it. That's my
Yeah.
philosophy. Be really good at it.
I got a few boxes of Magic cards here. I think there's some Cobalts in there. There's some Black Lotuses.
Give them.
The addiction has set in.
It has.
He's
Give it to
done.
me.
It's in.
If you're not going to send me money on PayPal, give me Magic cards.
Magic cards. I do have boxes and boxes of them.
Yeah.
From those early days. Nevertheless, alrighty then. Let me go over and take a look at Box Office Mojo as we always do. Interesting show today. We had a nice little conversation in the beginning, and there was happy news here. Call of Duty could be fun, confusing, sad as hell. Yay.
Yay. Just
Maybe
yay.
Maybe yay.
We'll
But
see.
let's take a
see.
look here and see how the weekend was for movies. Now, The Conjuring. has made money for years. This is
For some
supposed to be
reason.
the last one. It won't be.
No, not with that kind of money. It won't be. No way.
Already 90 million in the pocket for a little horror movie. They're probably not far off being in the black already.
Yeah. No, I'd say they are. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet this is a $50 or $60 million movie. I bet they're
Yeah,
doing all right.
these movies are cheap to make, and I'm sure they're doing fine. In the long run, they'll make money like every other single one has. I've seen every Conjuring movie, I think. Maybe not the last one. But
Such a
this
horror
movie is
nerd.
getting such bad reviews, though.
Well, it's a Conjuring movie. Has there been a good one?
No,
Like a good one?
well, the first one. But
Well,
the reason it's getting knocked is because the first 75% of the movie is just a family drama that has nothing to do with paranormal anything.
mm-hmm.
That is what it's getting knocked for. It doesn't spend enough time with the haunted family. But it's making its money, and this will be profitable again. And you're going to get another 1,000 of these, I am sure. Anybody here like The Conjuring or its spin-offs like Annabelle? Okay.
No.
All right.
That's a no for me, though.
All right, fine. I think they're fine. Little popcorn horror movies. They're not my favorite thing. Weapons, on the other hand, I can't wait to see this one. Holy crap, dude! This is the movie of the year. I'm calling it, dude. I don't care about how much money Superman made, because this little cheap horror movie is already up to $251 million worldwide. That's 125 million in the pocket, in their pocket, and this movie probably cost 20 million to make at most. This is a banger, dude. Look at the money. A horror movie pulling in that kind of money, dude. That's crazy. That is
I've
crazy.
seen the director of this movie make a skit about eating dog poo.
Oh God.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
That's
Why?
that was back in the Whitest Kids You Know days. So it's just crazy to think is how well he's doing here.
Right. Well, James Gunn's coming out of the same kind of idiocy. But
Mhm.
the real life of one of America's foremost founding fathers and first Secretary of Treasury, Alexander Hamilton, captured on Broadway from the Richard Rodgers Theater with the original Broadway cast. They put on film and thrown up so you can go see a bunch of black people act like white people. Sweet.
Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. I never understood the appeal of Hamilton. What's the point? Why would a bunch of black people want to be white people? I thought they hated us. I'm confused.
You're asking questions. I don't understand why they make this. They made that anyway. Either as well. But liberals love it. They absolutely love. I think it's a weird cuckolding thing with
I think
libs. I
so.
really do.
Mm.
Yeah, they like this historical cucking. That's why they want to replace everybody that was looked a different way with people who are of brown persuasion.
Yeah.
It's a cuck thing. That's why
Well,
I'm
I don't
going with
know.
it.
We
Cuck
have an
thing.
expert here. Let's ask, seeing as Grimlock is our resident black man. Why?
Why what?
Why Hamilton? Why?
Hamilton.
Why do you want to cuck me?
Yeah, that's the question. Well, Hamilton, that Broadway thing that they did that had a bunch of black people, black actors as original founding fathers of America.
You know how we talked about
Mhm.
how Spider-Man: No Way Home, all the executives
Yeah.
would take the wrong lessons from that movie and try to replicate it?
Right.
In my head, and it might just be the voices in my head now that believe this,
Mhm, mhm.
that somebody grew up watching The Wiz
Oh,
and took all the wrong lessons
right.
from The Wiz and said, let's do one where all the founding fathers are black.
Yeah.
And for some reason, people, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know too many black people who actually ever watched that shit.
I'm
It's
sure
mostly
none.
white liberals.
Zero. Yeah, it's all white liberals. Yeah.
It's the disease of our nation, the fucking white liberals who love that shit. And the Hispanic dude who stars in it, I forget the fucker's name, which is funny.
Oh yeah, they do like
But
that.
yeah,
Like we had Black Annie, we had Black Wiz. There's a lot of black versions of things.
What the hell is his name? Something Emmanuel or something like that. I can't
yeah,
remember.
it's like
Something like
yeah,
that.
he's
Okay,
Some
well, thank you
nonsense.
for explaining that. But because I know you don't know this because you don't live in America, Booster. But black people hate white people. They're very, very racist. How are the Maori? Do they love you?
No,
Well,
no. There
Not
are
quite. No.
there are a shocking number of statistics that correlate in the same manner as black people and whites in America, but we don't need to get into that.
we don't. Okay, fine.
Mm-hmm,
I've been told.
But it's just weird how the numbers just all kind of line up in the same way.
Yeah. Well, I know they do their dumb lame ass haka thing all the damn time.
Kamete, ora, ora, tenete, tanaka, ora. Pardon me. Sorry. You see my trigger word,
I
and I
see.
had to
I'm sorry.
dance.
That's fair. But I
So
mean,
we're all worldwide here.
they showed up what like 100 years or something like that before the Europeans showed
hey
up.
look, the niggas here should be
that is also over here considered fake racist history that was made up to discredit the native people of New Zealand of beautiful Aotearoa.
Aotearoa. It's a much cooler name than New Zealand, let's be fair. But
Yeah.
did they mention also that they killed off most of the wildlife and all the indigenous humans that were there?
No, that's
Did they
all fake
mention
and
them?
evil. That's all
Oh, that.
fake and evil.
Oh, I see.
That's
see
racist history.
At
see
least
if niggas was smart, they would take lessons from the Maori and they would do a dance before they committed their crimes and see the white people would at least be entertained and they wouldn't
that's
be so
right.
pissed
They could
that
do
they
the
just had
hippity
their
That's the
iPhones
hops.
problem.
taken.
Black people do dance all the time. They just don't have a singular one.
They don't use it.
Yeah, but they
They
just
only
don't
dance
do
on
it. See,
trains.
they,
It.
they don't do it before they commit crimes. See, if they do what the
Yeah.
Maoris
No, you're
do,
right.
see, the Maoris dance before they fucking kill you and eat you, so you're not that
Yeah.
upset as you die.
Right.
If niggas just did some
Oh, my
dances, if niggas just did some dances before they robbed white people be like, but did you see those moves?
Yeah, the hippity hop hypnotism sounds like a thing. So,
Mhm.
Booster, why don't you just solve the problem and just kill them all?
I'm not allowed to do that.
Why not?
That's mean.
Oh, you have a really good point. Oh, silly me.
Who
There is
said?
absolutely no downside to going out and murdering people
No,
en masse.
it's not at all. Okay,
Nothing bad could happen to that.
we got it. We got an animated thing here with the baby Jeebus, Light of the World. I heard about this.
Bless you, baby Jesus.
And it's yeah, no money at all.
Rough.
That's rough.
No money for Jesus.
No money for baby Jeebus. None at all.
Despicable.
Despicable. We got the threesome. That sounds wonderful. Let's see. A young man's perennial crush leads him into an unexpected threesome. Okay. He thinks it's his ultimate fantasy come true. When the fantasy ends, all three are left with sobering real world consequences to take responsibility for their actions. So we got them both pregnant. Sweet. Good job, dude.
Nice.
You didn't make any money, though.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, that's viral. Good for him. Good for him. He got them
Who
both.
wants
Spread
to
that
go
seed.
to Fair to go? One ticket for the threesome, please.
Yes.
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 Let's
Spread that
watch
seed,
that
brother.
movie.
Spread that seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Let's all go watch a porn together.
Yeah, no, it is creepy, isn't it? It's great. A lot of movies came out this weekend, though. They all did shitty, though. We got Twinless, same thing. Two grieving men bond in support groups and form unlikely friendship. Gay. Okay, no money. Let's see. The Legend of Hey. It's a Chinese movie. No money at all. This gets they make their money on Netflix with this stuff anyway. Huh?
Yeah. Well, and in China.
Yeah. And this one is some foreign shit. All right.
Style.
Yeah. And yeah, this is definitely Chinese. I was thinking for a second it might have been Japanese. No, that's all Chinese.
Yeah.
American Southwest. Okay. It's a documentary talking
Cool.
about a river and its extraordinary wildlife. Is it Is it voiced by David Attenborough? Because otherwise, go away. I mean,
Don't
Um,
need it.
the Baltimoreans, sweet. Well, Baltimore is a shithole. The odd thing is the Baltimoreans is a Christmas thing, and it's a couple of white people. Dude, have you never been to Baltimore? There ain't no white people there anymore.
There'd been something
Yeah.
of a white flight, as it were.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
God, Baltimore is an absolute disaster. And of course, Trump had a little bit of success with the cleanup of DC, but all they did was just go, literally 100 yards down to a little city called Baltimore. That's all that happened. So he needs to get in there and clean
Whoopsie.
that up. But he's got to go to Memphis first because it can't look like he's just attacking Democrats. So fair enough. But even though it is a Democratic city, this is a dumb name, dumb idea. 4 theaters. You made literally, you made $10,000 per theater. So congratulations. A lot of movies this
More
week,
people
though.
watched it for 10,000 each.
Yeah, Linda, a re-release.
Okay.
That's Japanese. Okay, oh, I know what they're doing. They have their culture festivals here at schools, and a bunch of girls go to do their little preparing for their culture festival. Yeah, boring. Let's see here, and I think that's it. That's a lot of movies, though. We had a lot of open. None made money other than Conjuring, but that's like autumn. That's just printing money with that series. Yep. Okay. Well, there's that. So, it's been a shit year for movies. I could say that. It sounds like Superman's kind of fun. Weapons is dominated. Good for them. I can't wait to see that movie. I got to watch
That
Superman
is the
as well.
coolest ending.
It does it? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it. Yeah, don't tell me anything I want to know.
Oh,
Yeah, Ellen says, fuck you, Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore is an absolute shithole. I have actually driven through Baltimore before. Don't do that. No, it's
It's a nice city as long as you don't stop.
Yeah, don't stop moving. Yeah, that's true. It's like New York used to be. I mean, when I was a kid living in the Bronx, in Brooklyn, everyone knew don't stop at the red lights in the Bronx.
Mm,
You don't do that.
That
Yeah.
part still hasn't changed.
Yeah, no, I doubt it has. But New York has always been foul, unless under that small period of Giuliani, who seemed to clean it up. Yeah, but now they're going communist. I can't wait for it.
It's gonna be good.
No, it's gonna be
Gonna be good.
great.
They let that little rat fucking. If they do, I don't want fucking Trump to send National Guards. Send nukes. Just blow it up.
Yeah. No, let
Blow
it
it up.
run.
Let the fish
Let it
take
burn.
over.
We don't need it.
Yeah.
Don't need them.
Yeah.
We don't need them.
We don't need these guys. They're nothing but trouble. Okay.
Or
That's not bad. That's pretty good, Booster.
I've been practicing.
or here's what I really hope.
That's where I've been the past 5 years.
Yeah, practicing is Trump.
Yeah.
If that little rat communist fuck who can't even bench press 135 pounds gets in, I hope
gonna happen.
upstate New York goes separates themselves. Like, you know what? Nope,
Seeds.
we're done.
Yeah. Get them out.
Yeah, but I mean, Albany is infected.
Becomes
as well.
becomes a whole other.
They renamed
Becomes a whole other
themselves
state.
Old York just to fuck with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Old York.
Yeah, dude, I wish they would. Oh, yeah.
New York is a weird place.
So,
Go ahead.
Because that way I could finally go back up. I can go upstate and I can get drunk with Buffalo Bill fans on Sundays.
Yeah, that is fair. Well, what I was going to say is New York is a weird place because New York City, largest metropolitan area in the world, right? New York is the premier metropolis, I guess. But yet you drive just a little bit outside that city, you're in nothing but beautiful country for a long time. It is weird.
What's really sad is how that entire population is held captive by Manhattan. Half the motherfuckers who live in Manhattan don't live there, but half the fucking year. That's the part that's fucking
because the taxes are too high. That's why they don't live there. They go live somewhere else so they can pay their taxes in like Malta or Bermuda or something like that. That's which I respect it. But of course they don't have to pay the ridiculous taxes or the crazy rents.
That.
Well,
I would change that. President Grimlock Von Doom. You have to live. You have to live in the state. You have to live there at least 8 months out of the year to be able to vote there.
Ooh.
Fuck all that bullshit. Just because you go up there for the summer because the weather's nice. Fuck you.
Yeah. It depends on what country you
Fuck
are,
you.
depending on how many days. Like I have I have all my stuff setting coming out of Malta, right? But as of past year and a half, or no, I guess it's been 2 years now. But anyway, but the thing with that is, it's interesting. Is it's actually better for me to not get a residency in Malta than because some places they literally live half the year, so they pay lower taxes in that place than they do in, say, Los Angeles, New York, London, something like that. But something like Malta is really interesting because it's better for you not to be a resident and make money. You just kind of got to go through Hungary or one of those other. Well, anyway, I don't want to get into it. But it is weird with that. But a lot of those New Yorkers, as he said, they spend half the year someplace else and they don't pay those taxes. They don't pay any of it. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess that's it. Interesting conversations today. Had a lot of fun. Nice to see Booster. It's been a while. He's not dead.
Yeah.
I heard rumors.
Yeah, I
He
did
lives.
not kill myself. I did not kill the original booster and replace him.
Okay. No cloning going on.
That's jury's still out on that. We'll see.
Well,
We'll
dude,
get back to that.
It
We'll
makes
circle back.
me
I love
feel-
New Zealand. New Zealand #1.
Fair enough. It does make me feel that everything is going on well with the world. That Booster is still a tomato man. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
That's
it.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Someone has to
To
do
the
that job,
story
and he is the one.
He
who
is
will.
he does not, and indeed
And
he
Lord
does
knows
not,
I've tried to get out of it.
I've heard he does not bruise them.
But fate
That's right.
has decided I must be the tomato man, despite my efforts.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But I mean, I don't know how you're affording to live anyway, with the inflation costs and the rent being just so ridiculous, out of control, dude.
He's real pretty.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
I mean,
You just got to be pretty.
I'm assuming you're able to stay with a family member, your mom, dad, something like that, and therefore you don't have to deal with that burden, because I don't know how anybody's surviving under the current situation.
No. I don't live with my mommy or daddy. I live with my flatmate. That's about it.
So you have to come together and help each other out. Yeah, that's cool too.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's about it.
Yeah, that sucks though, dude. I mean, because
Yeah.
you guys are sitting on, I mean, what, 14% inflation across the board? And some situations it's much worse.
I think it's much higher than that.
Yeah.
When it comes to just things I used to buy, like my old pack of pies used to be $6. Now it's $14. You know.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And that would be my lunch for the week.
Right.
But now it's like,
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's official from the government, 14%. So we know it's bullshit, right?
yeah.
But yeah, no, it's New Zealand. No one talks about New Zealand, but what's going on over there is ridiculous. Now I know you have a conservative government has come in. I don't know how conservative they are. They're trying to fix it, but do you think they'll be able to? There's too much foreign money.
The second that they got into office, my rent went up by $60 a week.
Oh Jesus! All right. Well, the problem with New Zealand is foreign money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have no control over it, and they don't give a shit about New Zealand people. Matter of fact, Chinese money is very strong over there, and they probably rather see you all die off than they just take the island.
I
yeah.
gotta get me some of that China money. And
China, yeah.
if I could take my eyes back, get a 10, I might be able to pass.
Maybe. Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, it is what it is. You got a closing statements, Booster?
Send me money, please. Please.
He is. New Zealand's in bad trouble. Grimlock, what you got?
Nothing. We are now 3/4 of the way into this year.
We are. It's been a fun
It's
year.
almost over.
It's been a fun year. Yeah. The one thing about the old Trumpy is he is entertaining, boy.
Oh yes.
Very. He's been more entertaining than anything that's come out in the movies this year.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
just seeing the reaction
can't wa-
around the world to him is just funny.
I can't wait for his future show, Undercover Peter.
Fair enough. But all right, thank you. Thunder, take us out of here, man.
Of course.
I'm going to do this one because I like it. Fire doesn't ask permission to burn. Are you the flame or the ash?
I'm the moth, bitch.
The moth burns and the
Namaste.
flame.
Yeah,
is
no,
I'm the
trapped.
weird
don't
white
tell me what
child
to
going,
do.
burn, fire, burn!
That's right. Later, everybody.